Blaised. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed.
What is up, everybody? We are live here on the Blaised Radio Network and the Hardcore Sports Network to preview 2K24. Yeah, it's only a couple days away. I've been getting notifications of people DMing me like, it's starting to download already. So, and that's cool because midnight Tuesday night, the game will go out and we'll see. I'm going to try to do maybe a stream that night. We got a lot of hype that's more positive this time around, in my opinion, that we've had win 23, win 22, and even when 20 came. Well, 20, there was hype for it until it came out. But a lot of people, I mean, what we do is a little different. We're not going to sit here and analyze every mode of the game. My GM, my faction, stuff like that. The roster as itself, as a whole, not really as much. But my two guests have a little talk show that they do where they might delve in a little bit more into those modes and other things as well. So I'm going to bring on my two guests. We're going to look at the SmackDown Hotel's main page because it kind of summarizes everything for the new game. I'm excited about it, but I'm also a little bit leery to what we're going to get, what we might get. But before we do all that, Legion of Dork just returned, and I want to show you a little preview of what we do on our other podcast, The Legion of Dork. We'll be right back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a dork, it's a couple dorks, reminiscing some nostalgia in classic video games, toys, and cartoons. I'm your boy Blaised McCoy, and with my awesome friend Super Nacho, we invite you to join us in the Legion of Dork, a podcast where we talk about our favorites of the past and discuss it all with you. The good old days when video game arcades were full, pinball, and more. When the toy stores were stocked to the ceilings with all your favorites like G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. Well, it started all with Pong with me in the 70s. Then Atari, Nintendo, Sega, ColecoVision, and television, and more brought new classics. Classics like Space Invaders, pew pew pew, and Donkey Kong, Pitfall, Dig Dug was a great one. Spent a lot of quarters on Galaga, that's for damn sure. Tecmo Bowl, hut, touchdown, and all the sports games. Super Mario Brothers became an instant classic, so did Zelda and Sonic the Hedgehog. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was a great one to play. So was Street Fighter, Hadouken, and all the fighting games. Star Wars toys and Hot Wheels is where I started collecting toys back in the day. Masters of the Universe, and you can't forget the bad guys. Of course. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Inhumanoids are here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell. Can't forget the wrestling figures, WWF, AWA, and those little guys, the Muscles. Yeah, I love playing with those, are great. Thundercats, ho! And even Voltron brought them all together with movies, cartoons, and toys. Join us in the Legion of Dork right here on the Blaze Radio Network here on YouTube. Yes, I rebooted that podcast and went over some of the stuff we did 70s and 80s talk show. Sitcoms and game shows. I got a lot more slideshows to go through with that. And I want to send a special shout out there to this guy, Monstar Entertainment, and Mark Caliber. It seems like anytime I go live, they share out my stuff, and I do appreciate that big time. I really do, because you never know who's going to see it and share it with someone else. But before I bring my guests on, my co-hosts, I should say, they're not guests. We're going to, talk. And the thing, just before we start, we're going to try to keep it to an hour to 2 hours, because all three of us are talkers. We could sit here, and I was just prepping them before. I was like, I know we could sit here and talk for hours about CAW, CAW, and a CAS, digital wrestling, the video game, and all itself. But we're gonna roll through some stuff. I will drop the link after we cover through the slideshow. If anyone else wants to come on and give us their thoughts on the new game, what they might be most hype on coming out. But let's look at the chat real quick before we bring them on. Who we got? Gab was here like 3 days ago. He's still here. Good to see you, my friend. Wally's in the house. We got Wrestling Mama. We got Daniel Barry. Crushing Kelly. Atticus is here. Logan's here. Some guy named Triple Beet is here. I don't know who that is. We got the Joker in the house. Good to see you, bro. We got Gregory Blakely. And there's that Triple Beat guy again, wee-weeing all over my chat. Come on, man. And there, yep, Monstar's here. Jesse Jackhammer. I want to thank everyone who stopped by my stream last night as well. I was testing out the vertical live streaming, and it was pretty fun. It was just a chill and chat. We started talking about sports, and the next thing you know, we were talking about life and YouTube content creation and everything. It was good stuff. I might do another one later on tonight. I know that you got to be pretty consistent with that before the algorithm will catch you. Because if you scroll through some of those streams, there's people with literally hundreds of people watching them, and they're sitting there picking their nose or picking their ass or something. So us content creators can bring something a lot more exciting to that platform. Sarah Hacka's in the building. If you guys missed it, make sure you go back to the Hardcore Sports Network. This morning, Sarah was interviewed by Mitch Kofsky, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. There's not. I was like, where the hell's my damn Nightbot? But Sarah got interviewed earlier today. She is a member of the Hardcore Sports Network. She does a lot of the watch-alongs with Earl. They interviewed me, the Queens of the Ring, and I'll be interviewing them on the 24th, a Sunday, where we're going to sit down, talk to the ladies, get their perspective, how I do my interviews, which I passed a lot of that off to Mitch. He wanted some help on that, so I had no problem giving him some of my interview question stuff. Jeff Matthews is here. There he is. And yeah, my two co-hosts, their links will drop in the chat. Also, they're in the description of this show. So if you don't know who Odds or Triple Beet is, definitely check them out. Like I always like to say, if you're not subscribed to them, you're doing it wrong, because these guys are great. I've got to know them a little better the last year or so. And the knowledge that they have, I was like, I started picking up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not a gamer, and I always tell people this because they see me playing a game on PlayStation. It's like, oh, do this, play this, do this, and I'm like, those who have watched me know you don't want me to play the game. I don't even know what damn buttons to push. However, I like to create. The creation suite in this game, from even 18, that's really when I got in depth with it. When I ran my eFed outside of YouTube, I used it was an old Thunder game or Nitro or something, just to do screenshots of the avatars to use for our eFed. And that's kind of where I started doing it, because back in the day when everything was text, people would use different avatars, and we didn't have Create a Wrestler. Now that we have Create a Wrestler, it's just really changed this whole game. The graphics have changed a lot to where it's a lot closer now to actually watching a wrestling show. And that's what I want to bring to you. And the way Odds and Beet and myself do it, yes, we're all doing the same thing, but it's all three different ways. And I like that. There's people out there that do the recorded shows, they edit them, highlight reel, and so it gets so in depth. But I've always said this a million times, there's no wrong way to do it. Do it however you want, but you got to be creative, and you got to have something to draw your audience in, because there's so many companies now. And I go back to a conversation I had with Pete Wall in 2017. This is literally 2017. I remember the conversation. It was on a Skype call. And I said, Pete, this is really good stuff. I was like, this is taking what I've done and other people have done in eFeds to another level. And I said, in a couple years, maybe 5 years or so, the dozen shows that are out there now will be hundreds. And there literally are hundreds of people that do this type of thing. Andy's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And my man Prime Time. Good to see you. He's a beet farmer like Dwight Schrute. No, he's not, you moron. What are you talking about? I was joking the other night saying that Blaised is going to beat the odds tonight. That's a bad pun, I know. But we do have dad jokes back, and that's thanks to my boy Triple Beet. And that's what I'm talking about, being creative. When I was going to Triple Beet shows, he does them on Twitch as well, which a lot of the emojis and the little games you can play and the catch the Pokemon and this type of stuff, those are things that will attract people to your channel. That's unique. That's a little different. Some people just let the game play. Some people play the game with eFed. There's, like I said, any way you want to do it, that's fine. So we manipulate this game as well as we can. And with the last couple episodes of the game, there's been some pitfalls. There's things you got to work around. And what I wanted to do with our community this time around is, like last year, I started doing it a lot more. We had group chats and we would talk about it, and we really get down to business on how can we improve this product? How can we make it more fun? And now that we have so many showrunners, I talk about it all the time. Over 30, that's why I'm doing the gathering at this point of the year. We have over 30 different people that have their creations on my show that do their own show. So what better way than to use my platform to let you guys know about all of them as well. So when we do the gathering this week, there will literally be 40 some links in the description where you can find all these great shows that are fabulous. They're awesome. There's J-Dog in the house. J-Dog's here. Good to see you. Dad joke. What did the left eye say to the right eye? Between us, something smells. Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Sarah's ready for the 24th. I got to come up with new questions now. I gave all mine to Mitch. So, yeah, there it goes. TikTok. No, I don't do TikTok. So just to give some people, Spongy, that's enough of that. Hey, Earl Cole's in the house. There he is. What's happening, Earl? How you doing, bro? Earl, shout out to you, my friend, for everything you do as well. I can't wait to meet you on WrestleMania weekend. Mike Green's in the house. Good to see you, man. Like I said, we're live on both the Hardcore Sports Network and on the Blaised Radio Network. And Monstar Smartass, the reason I was doing it, I was waiting for more people to join. And now we got 24 in the building. And even Philly Halftime's in the house. There he is. And speaking of Philly Halftime, part of the network, the Hardcore Sports Network as well, we gave AEW Fight Forever a shot. It's not made after Creation Suite at all. And we all figured that out. It's more geared towards like the Fortniters that are out there with the skins that they have and the Battle Royal thing with the, but it fell really short to what we as content creators wanted in a video game. And that's fine. I mean, I want photorealistic game. And that's regardless of how much you may like or dislike 2K because of some of the pitfalls we've had. This is the best game we have right now to do what we want to do, which is create and simulate. And I always say that in my streams. This is a creation and simulation federation. It's interactive digital wrestling for your entertainment. It is based on like a role-playing game, like a Dungeons and Dragons or something, where you can control your character a little further in the live chat, in DMs, in private chats, and on these podcasts here on StreamYards. Cassie Madam Red is here. Nick is in the house as well. Good to see you, my friend. The biggest smart ass of them all right here. I always say when people call me a smart ass, it's better to be a dumbass, right? And dad joke, what does a female snake use for support? That one's not that good. They're not all winners, so. But that is one thing that I really enjoy having. I'm glad we have it back. It's too bad Fight Forever, especially it took more time to prove on. Yeah, I mean, and all they're doing, I mean, when they start just putting in characters with no new match types, no new creation stuff, I knew that game was not geared for the eFed world, which is fine. Someday, and that's what I said, Pete, 5 years ago too. I said someday, whether it's 2K or another brand, they will create a game which is solely, it will be photorealistic, and it will be literally for e-fetters and creation people. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Right now, we will take this game that we get on Tuesday, and we will do the best we can to make it into our own little world. And that's what mine is pre-apocalyptic in the future a little bit, where, oh man, we got Cassie gifting 5 memberships. So we got Gav, a new member. Kelly's a new member. Philly Halftime, Spongy, and Jeff Matthews. And if you guys haven't already, if you don't know if you can be gifted memberships, click on Cassie's box. Yeah. click on that green box, and it should say allow gifts. So once you hit allow gifts, then when you're in people's chats, you can actually become a member. And Sarah is a new member. For as low as $1 a month, you can help support the channel. It all goes back in the channel, and I appreciate any members out there. And I like to try to give some extra content. You know, sometimes you guys get the book matches or stuff like that. You get all your fun little emojis, which if you guys just got gifted a membership, throw out them emojis. We got a bunch of them. We got the Rex one, the Yeti one, the sack of potatoes. Some of them, you know, make me play a little sound for you. The wee thing, that's one thing we got from AEW Fight Forever. Me riding a skateboard going, wee. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. It was real hard to start the membership thing because I couldn't justify anyone paying money for what I do, but I do want to entertain you guys. I want to make you laugh. I want to have fun with you. But at the same time, I don't want to alienate those who can't monetarily donate. And you guys are just as important. Hitting the like button is free. Sharing it out is free. And that means the world to me if you guys can do that as well. Wally, you got to make sure, Wally, that you hit the allow gifts too. And one of these times you'll get one. Gav, get it out of your system. There you go. All right. So this is I wanted to wait till we got a nice little crowd, and we do have one now. I'm going to bring on my two co-hosts. We're going to go right to SmackDown Hotel and do a summary of what's coming out with the game. And then we'll go into the slideshow with some screenshots of what we're looking forward to. What I want to do is like next weekend or maybe another time, I might set one up for next weekend and the following weekend to come back, revisit this and say, all right, this was working for me. I tested out this match. This glitch is happening. This workaround works. So I want to do a couple episodes of this. And like I said, my two co-hosts do their own thing called Caw Talk, which they actually do a lot of the same. They will go more in depth into a lot of it as well. All right. So thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. That means the world to me. The super chats, the super thanks, the memberships, that's all extra for me, but I appreciate it. I really do. So let's bring on the guests and get to the business. First of all, he's been on my Get Blaised LTD shows a few times, and we have a little group chat. And what I love about him, he's very thorough. Whenever he answers something, he will let me know, and he's opinionated, and we don't always agree, which is fine, but we respect each other's opinions. And there's a super chat, baby. $5 super chat. Shout out to you, Atticus, my friend. I appreciate you. That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. I appreciate it. And everything that, the money that goes into this channel, that's how I got my new PC. That's how I got these speakers. That's how I got these lights for the green. That's how I got my $200 green screen that I use. So I want to improve the product for you guys. So the money goes right back into it. And I appreciate all that. I really, really do. All right. The first guy, these guys, and I'm not blowing smoke up their ass just because they're here. There's a reason. We've connected as friends here online, and they are in the know a lot more as the gaming side than I am. Like I am just solely a creator and a content creator. These guys are gamers. And let's bring on Odds Cornett first. What's up?
Greetings and salutations.
You sick of hearing me ramble yet, Odds?
I've been around this hobby long enough that I was watching as a fan when it was only like maybe 10, 20 shows on YouTube.
Well, the one, and I just sent the link to someone that I don't know if people in the chat. I interviewed him too, Vince McSham, who does old school eFed stuff, which literally it's mostly like he creates like the old Hogan or stuff like that. He's been doing this for 20 years on YouTube. I didn't think anyone was doing this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So he was taking the old SmackDown versus Raw games and those old games, and he was making his own shows.
People were doing this before YouTube on Day of Reckoning for the Nintendo GameCube.
Thank you, Unky Azerl. He's my uncle.
One of the first ones recorded, or at least one of the first ones recorded that I heard of was NotiQ CAW. That was on notiq.com. That you bought the episodes. You bought the episodes to the show, and they were like $5 or whatever because it was before YouTube.
I've shown this on some of my podcasts before. There's actually IWA, the Imaginary Wrestling Association. It's based out of Ohio. And in the 80s, out of a wrestling magazine, yes, I'm that old, you would fill out the name of your character and you would check mark 12 match moves that you want your character to do. You would mail it in, and then every month they would send you this packet with your match and who won and who's the champions. Like that to me was the birth of eFetting. And
honestly looking at it, when I first heard that story, I'm like, yeah, that is the birth of eFetting. That is the birth of all this. So this goes back even farther than what most people think.
Yeah, and that's why I like to bring that up, because a lot of people don't realize on paper, when I did my EFED, I had to, because I'm not good at writing. I have a little bit of a learning disability when it comes to comprehending and writing really long stories and stuff. But I had 4 writers that would write the matches off. And literally, you would have to sit there and read. This guy comes out to the ring, collar and elbow tie up. He gets slammed, and it was like a book you had to read just for one match.
Yeah.
So now that you have this, it's amazing. Mac, what's up, Mac? Good to see you.
Yo,
On
what's up,
King
bro?
Entertainment. I think I missed anybody else. Jamar's in the building. Killshot showed up as well. Appreciate it. Yeah, the magazine. Remember the magazines? Monstar's old like me. He remembers. So, screw Triple Beet. We'll just do the show with me and you. And there's our new friend that we found last night on my vertical live stream. The man is Keith. Welcome to the show, my friend. I did a 3-hour vertical live stream last night, just shooting the shit. And it's good to see someone that you meet on a live stream come back and hang out more. So shout out to you, Keith. You're awesome. So let's bring on the man who just did a vertical live stream and just mixed e-fedding with vertical live streaming with OBS and Twitch. And I really think this dude is a genius. I'm not blowing smoke up his ass either. And I have learned a lot from both of these guys. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Triple Beet.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Triple beat.
How are you guys all doing?
And there's TJ. How you doing?
Hey, TJ.
And Cassie with it. I was just saying, last night when I left my vertical live stream, I went over to CE's live stream and he got super chats, and I was like, motherfucker, I was live for 3 hours and I didn't get any super chats.
$10, damn.
$10, make you holler. What do I get for $10? Anything you want. Everything. That's an old movie if anybody remembers that movie. Thank you so much, Cass. Orphan. What? I'm an orphan.
You're now
I got adopted by Mommy Kelly and Dadicus Black, I call him.
You're their adopted orphan son.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, orphan. Oh God, now I'm gonna get a strike because everyone's making fun of orphans on my channel. Yeah, after a month, when someone gives you a membership, you get the highest ranking membership, which is the $5 membership for 1 month. And when the month is up, it'll give you the option to redo it. And you do not have to. Please, you do not have to. There's no obligation. So now you can't do it for the Yeti, Matt. Oh. So I appreciate all. Yeah, I read the other super chats. I know I'm Orphan Blaze. Well, I must explain to those who don't understand. On a lot of different e-feds, and I've always joked this for 6 years, and it's out of love. Don't hate me. I said people that have the relationship cause and all that. I don't care who you're banging. I don't care who you're fucking. It's wrestling. So I would joke in the other channels, and I got shit from some people. It's like, that's our storyline. I know. I'm just kidding. If you know me, I'm always kidding. And so I go on Kelly's channel, and they were talking about Drum Monkeys adopted by Count Wraithnock or Super Nacho, and this guy's Firestar's adopted by these couples. And I'm like, if you go back far enough, we're all related. I said, so now I'm going to call you Kelly Mommy and Dadicus Black.
We go in depth and even farther down a rabbit hole on that subject on our podcast.
But I mean, I go back to my first statement. There is no wrong way to do what we do. If you want to have more into the soap opera type feel with families and relationships, go for it, man. That's just not my cup of tea. I want to focus on the match fighting. And there's people that go real in depth with cutscenes and stuff and do the highlight reels and go into. I heard Triple Beet talking about it earlier. I really want to test out Universe's modes, cutscenes, and the rivalry system this time.
And it looks like they actually improved it. Like I was watching that video on it, and it looked like they actually really improved the cutscene system in Universe mode. And you can go in ahead of time, set them up ahead of time. Just make sure you only have one assigned. Don't have two, because if you have two, then you may possibly have the same issue that we had in 23, which is you have the two things pop up right before the match, and then it tells you exactly what's going to happen before it
I don't want to see it. Now, here's my other question. Can you put a cutscene on if it's not a rivalry match?
You used to be able to do that in 23.
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out once we get into 24.
One of the things I'm just interested in hoping that they bring back is the arena pyro.
Yeah. Well, the promo thing we're not getting back, which I was hoping.
The whole thing started when the whole show started. You have the pyro for the entire show. Hope they bring that back. If not, I'm gonna have to finagle my way in getting some pyro.
Holy shit! Atticus just gifted 5 memberships.
Dang!
I'm gonna start 2K since we have a group of new members now. When I start 2K24, I'm gonna have an FAW Fantasy Action Wrestling stream where all the members get to pick their own match. So I'm gonna do that right off the bat for the members. So even if you're on the $1 membership level, you will qualify to book a match in 2K24 as soon as we get going. So I will do that for you guys. We got Mordrin, Killshot. Now you can do the thing again. Big Shreddy.
Because they took out the original pyro in 2K23, apparently.
Yeah, I want that to come back. I really want that to come back.
I really want it to come back, or I have to finagle my way and do some old school work to get myself some pyro.
Okay, so before we go, I'm thirsty. Before we go into it, I want to do one thing for everybody since they're becoming members. And since Killshot just blasted it, we're going to have one more commercial break, but it's not going to be a commercial because when we come back, we will get into the actual thick of things and finally do it. And there's Mitch Kofsky hanging out here. He's a new member of the he's not a member of the channel, but yes, he's a member of the show coming up. We're going to come right back, but before we come back, we're going to do it for the Yeti.
Yes, bitch. Ooh, this my song. I'm about to do it for the Yeti, bitch.
For the Yeti.
Fuck that shit.
For the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Now do it for the, do it for the, do it for the, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. Do it for the, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh yeah, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. My God, Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' do it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Hold up, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the skinny girl.
I see the motherfucking titties on the Yeti. Okay, nipple rings, I don't think they really getting ready with a passion. No waiting, no relaxing, I'm asking. Baby, don't crab like Sebastian, I'm laughing. That ass in the class that she passing. That ass in my class that my ass never had. I'm never macking. They say my dog fresh, make it happen. At a bed, lose the panties, subtract. On the Yeti with Charlie and Beamer. She wanna ride the wiener, just look at her demeanor. Damn, who the fuck is that? She a teaser. Do she live in the city, nigga? I ain't never seen her. Yeah, I like it when they bust it wide open. For real. But I love it when I'm deep inside stroking. I'm scrolling, trying to find where the hoes at. You might see him on the Yeti, nigga. I'm a
do it for the Yeti. Do it for the, do it, do it for the Yeti. 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 She about to buzz it for the Yeti. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. Do it for the, do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh yeah. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God. Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' do it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Yeti. Do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the Yeti. Okay, she about to buzz it for the Yeti. Hold on, now they pulling out they sellers. When the beat drop, are you ready? Are you ready? Now they throwing dollars like confetti. Oh my God, try to get the party live. She stick her tongue, God, then she roll her eyes.
What
All right. Now we had a
Wow.
little fun. The asshole chaps are not coming back. people. Let's not get too excited. All right. Let's bring on 2K24's.
Ooh, that's an old picture of the 40 years of WrestleMania. It has Brock on it.
Yep.
True. I forgot about that. Yes, sir.
Whoopsies.
So
Who?
Yeah.
Who? Who's Bork Laser?
So the showcase and the My Rise stuff, I don't really want to get too in depth in that. We're going to concentrate, like I said, on Creation Suite and Universe Mode.
Yeah,
But
there's information about those anyway.
what's that?
There's not much information about
True.
those. They keep
But
the chest.
once you guys start playing them, that's when we come back to maybe we can touch base a little bit more on it. One of the things that I'll probably look at real close to is like what's locked as soon as I get the game, because I got the 40th anniversary thing, and I had some people telling me that everything should be unlocked because
That's
you got
what
that.
It's looking like they adopted THQ's old adage of when they had the unlockable thing that you bought, it would unlock everything in the game, so you didn't have to do anything. Because
Even My Rise, even the My Rise shit.
Even the My Rise in the showcase in 14, that's what happened.
THQ knew that some people didn't play the game, so they gave you an option so you didn't have to. Because THQ was very good at trying to make the game good for everybody, from players to people that watch matches to just everybody.
Especially now, because there are a ton of people that just watch games and simulate them.
And sadly, with 2K24, we are on the 10-year anniversary of THQ's last game, which was 2K14.
So looking at the list here, we will touch base on the new match types. Some of the gameplay upgrades we'll definitely touch base on. My GM, My Faction, I don't play any of those. My Rise, but from what I've heard, they have improved them. So we'll touch base on the future episodes. Universe Mode and Creation Suite will hit the most. So I love the fact that it is cross generation, and you can use like a couple years ago you couldn't. Like someone uploads something on Xbox, you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But now that I really love that changed the game for a lot of us creators, in my opinion. I think it really
did. It changed a lot, because back a while ago, even back when THQ was still around, there were debates, I remember, in some places where it's like, what CC is better, Xbox or PlayStation? Now it's just like, who cares? It's the same thing.
I
now
think
they're
you
all
should
blended together.
I think you should be able to order. Why wouldn't you be able to order the 40 years of WrestleMania version on Wednesday, right? You can always order one of the three. I mean, just because it's pre-order bonuses you might not get because it's released, right? That'd be the only difference, right?
Oh, well, if you order the 40 years, let's say on Wednesday, you should be able to download it, because it's technically
download it right. You'd be able to download it right away and get the
Gotcha.
You should be able to get the access.
F you, Kyle. That's just my thing. I love Kyle. He's a great guy, young samurai.
Hi, Kyle.
You don't know. F Kyle is my little thing. Welcome, brother. Another content creator. I mean, we got a lot of content creators in here. I will drop the link later if you guys want to come in and share your thoughts real quick. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the chat. Brian Hernsberger's in the building. Another gifted membership. Holy shit. You guys are, I'm beside myself right here. Jose Blanco got it. I dig it. Charles Adderley is here. Another great supporter that I got from the Hardcore Sports Network. And I really appreciate people continuing to come around. But what I want to do is encourage you to check out these other shows. I mean, Triple Beat and Odds, I would say first and foremost, no disrespect to anybody else. They're here, and I got their links in the chat. Click on it. Make sure you're subscribed to them. Check out their stuff, because they are getting super creative, and it's a lot of fun. But there are tons of good examples. Here's a good thing. It was like a week ago, I said, I don't really care who's on the roster. And someone, counteracted, it might have been you, Odds, to say, well, the gear that they have could be very important to us creators, because whatever gear they have, we can adapt and do what we do. And I didn't think of that. So I
I always think of that because I always look at the roster. I'm like, okay, what attire has been on has this person been wearing? Okay, I'm hoping this person's in the game. This person's not in the game. Darn, I'll wait for them to be in the game next year.
Charles Adderley always likes to rub it in my skin that he's in the Nassau Bahamas. So
Well,
appreciate you, bro. Send me a ticket.
The other thing that you get from having the characters or the in-game characters in the game is their entrances and
True, yeah.
sometimes their finishers if they have a unique finisher that may not have been in a previous game.
Okay, headphone users, beware. El
Am I
Capitan Rafucho! My man. My man Raph in the building. So let's get through. So pre-order bonuses. You get and we're going to get more in depth on the DLCs when we get to the slideshows. Stardust, Undashing Cody Rhodes when he had the mask. You get Superstar Billy Graham, which that is an old school guy from I was talking to Vince McSham. He said he's never in the game.
Yeah, this is the first time ever that Billy Graham has been in the game. First time ever.
But here, to me, too, at the same time, there are so many really good people out there that mod the game and create characters that even like there's no Brock, there's going to be a Brock on Community Creations. It's going to be exact like the game.
Well, yeah, because they'll be able to get into the code of the game and just grab them from the code of the game anyway.
And everything that you could create the guy that looks like Brock is going to be in there.
Well, yeah.
We'll get into more of that as we go through. The Mattel Cody Rhodes has the Bruce titty.
That is the most creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is it creepier than Ribby?
I think Ribby was worse.
That's a tough question. Good God, Ribby.
Okay, that is our
out of my mind.
Creepier. Is it actually a creepier character?
Mattel Cody Rhodes, Mattel John Cena,
Mattel characters, Mattel toy characters, or Ribby.
God,
you guys can vote in the chat.
But I will say this for your fantasy action wrestling, you will be able to use the My Faction characters in exhibition, so that is a good change.
Love that, because I hated the fact that they were like trapped in other modes and like they're in the game, but we can't use them. Like that was, it didn't make sense to me. I try to give the game creators and stuff the benefit of the doubt, probably too much than I should. That, why can't we do this? Well, maybe there's a reason. Like why did they get rid of show intros? Maybe it was clashing with something. Like it's something so basic. It's just a video. I mean, we can create a fucking video like that. But why is show intros gone?
At the time, honestly, the field kind of needed you back when THQ was around, because that's all we did was give THQ crap, and we didn't even realize that they were the little engine that could.
Yeah, the one thing, and we'll get the universe,
and we were the ones throwing rocks at them.
Ribby wasn't a rib, like I like the McRib. It looked like a McRib with eyeballs.
It was a rib. It was a
an
literal
actual
rib.
Yeah. I do fear Ribby, but I love McRib. it was a My Rise character.
Ribby had one of the best finishers in all of 2K20, the freaking dolphin flop off the top rope.
Yeah. Well, now we have a fucking Slim Jim we can throw at people, so we have that.
Oh, yeah.
Character.
You'll have Ribby and Slim Jim.
Ribby throwing Slim Jims at people.
There you go. Yeah, Ribby throwing.
You can have him have the New Day entrance. He's throwing bootios and pancakes at people. Too. The one thing I want in universe mode, and this is so simple, this is so minute, and if they don't have it, I'm just going to chalk it up as they didn't have it in 23, so they don't have it now. The next match button.
That is.
Because I don't like going back to the show. I don't want to see the show, because sometimes match 7 and 8, I want to be a surprise.
Yep.
So you go to next match, it automatically loads the next match. You don't have to go back to the match card every time.
I mean, who was the brain scientist that decided, that next match button?
Yeah.
Get rid of that.
I think someone smoked a doobie or something, was like forgot to put it in the 23 for some reason. They just forgot.
Someone that smoked a doobie or something.
They smoked the Ribby. So the Showcase of Immortals, here's what I like about this. Monstar does it. I'm sure you guys might do it too. Anybody, if you play this game, please stream my rise. Stream this a showcase so I can watch it and enjoy what it is, because I'm hearing nothing but really good things about the women's and the men my rise and the showcase with all the matches and stuff. Like, even what was it Rey Mysterio 2 games ago or something where they had all his old matches and shit? Was that 22?
That was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
22
love
was
that
Ray,
shit.
23 was John Cena, and then this year, I don't know. This year it's 40 years of WrestleMania. So
Yeah. I love that shit, but I don't play it. There's 21 different matches from WrestleMania.
Because 2K14 was 30 years of WrestleMania, and it had nearly the same thing. But as a difference, 2K14 had beat the Undertaker streak, so you could take a call or take somebody and go in and try to beat the Undertaker, and he was one of the hardest people to beat in the game.
well, as long as there's no bump in the night, I'll be happy.
So here's the meat and the potatoes here for us. Special guest referee, ambulance match, casket match, and my favorite, the gauntlet match. From what we'll talk more about when we get to the screenshots. But from what I understand, obviously there was a guest ref in the past. There was a casket match, I think, in one game.
Yeah, one game.
There was the ambulance matches before, which look really fun.
Yeah, there was one ambulance match in one game, and it was exclusive to one platform that no one would ever guess.
What is it?
The Nintendo DS.
Nice.
It was the Nintendo DS that was exclusive.
So here's to answer someone's question as well. All the familiar 2K match types, such as War Games is back. So that was like, they haven't talked a lot about, they brought it back. But to me, the simulation in the War Games match was top notch. They were always fun matches.
Yeah.
There was a lot of weapons, a lot of brutality. It's hard for me as a commentator to keep up with it.
It's good that we heard from Brian Williams that they're going to improve on the War Games later, like put a roof on it and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So
Custom arena.
They do know what we want. It's just gonna take them time to do it.
And I get it. Part of it's marketing. They want you to buy next year's game too, so they're not going to give you everything each year. I get it. Do I think this should be a biannual or triannual game? Yes, but they're never going to do that.
Constraints too.
What's that?
There's also time constraints.
Yeah, that as well. And I mean, and they're trying to shove everything into a game. Like, one thing that I understand, 8 people in a ring at once. You're not going to get a Rumble with 30 people in there. The game will not be able to handle it. I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
People would handle it.
Yeah, I can. But I mean, at the same time, we're in 2024. I mean, the Jetsons were alive in 2024. We have cars that drive and park themselves in 2024. So I do expect the AI to be a lot better. I mean, they're creating J-Dog, who's doing music and stuff. He's creating his own music. And I'm like, who's singing that song? He's like, AI. I'm like, what? Like, he's making rock songs and rap songs with AI and stuff. Like, I've created songs from scratch in beat machines and stuff where you put in the bass, you put in the snare, you put in everything. But AI, and you see some of these videos and stuff where people talking and they're using their Dreadmare. You guys hear the Dreadmare channel that's out there? Dreadmare it's an AI generated Bo Dallas YouTube channel based on the Bray Wyatt character. Now, if you watch it, whoever's doing it is amazing with video editing and stuff, but they have AI Bray's voice and AI Bo Dallas's voice. So a lot of people are like, that's Bo Dallas. He's coming back as Dreadmare. He's a new character. It's a fan page. But if you watch it, you would swear it was like WWE production or something. It's that damn good. So AI is crazy right now, and that's what we deal with.
There's some AI that I see that some people fall for, and I'm just like, it's AI. You can see it right plain as day. How are you falling for this?
Same thing. I heard Brian Williams say in an interview that the tag team AI is improved. Now, what that means and to what extent, I don't know.
They have been working on tag team AI for years. One of the main games they focused on tag team AI was SmackDown vs. Raw 2009.
Yeah,
It was so bad at one point.
Matt Storm, 100,000%. The Blitzkrieg Championship, which I have as a Rumble title, will now be a Rumble or Gauntlet title. I will use both.
That's gonna be
titles.
cool.
So
That's
that championship will be defended in gauntlets or rumbles. So I cannot wait, and we'll get to the screenshots of those here soon about that.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping Hell in a Cell AI is a little better. I'm hoping TLC and the ladder matches are a little better as well.
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right, I'll be left front.
Right.
So a little bit of gameplay upgrades. The trading blows, and this goes along with what Monstar just said. We're hoping the AI will trigger this stuff more. Trading blows in the beginning of a match, you see a bunch of punch, chop, slap.
It depends on how they develop the game. I know with SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 when they had their unique stuff, which was like carbon elbow tie-ups, or you can do a stare down and stuff. That would automatically activate, and it had a very dynamic look to it, and it made the matches look very, very cool. Especially when you would see them activate naturally. But
so Crazy 8 Gauntlet, what I have an idea of, how about Stable Wars when you're fighting? Because you can do one of the gauntlets where you're fighting an entire team. So all Carmen Gonzalez would have to fight all 4 members of the different stable and see how far she could get through the gauntlet. Then another member of a different stable would fight Carmen and her members of their stable and see how, because there's 3 different gauntlet types we're going to get into. So I am thrilled about that. Super finishers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Super finishers. Another thing I don't know if the AI will trigger it, but there is an effect. There's a glowing effect on the entire screen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to activate it.
Brian Williams said he didn't know the answer on an interview, but when he got it, he put it in the comments. He said in the comments, you cannot turn it off.
Yay.
And from what I understand, it's just like a flashing thing around the rim of the screen real quick when they hit a super finisher. I guess I can deal with that if we have to. Plus, I mean, it's hard to tell because I don't use the what are they called? Help me out. The
name bars.
HUDs.
The HUDs, the HUDs,
Yeah.
to see when someone has 3 finishers logged up, because I don't play it either. But the only time you can use a super finisher is when you have 3 saved up. So we may see super finishers. Some of them, like a lot of people banned a lot of the moves in 23 for Caw because they were supernatural. Like you'd punch the guy and he flew 9 feet in the air, and some of those really weird, like they look too like. Some shows loved them. I want realism. I want as close to realism as we can get. Warning, I've already heard there's a glitch with the blood system.
Damn.
How am I not surprised?
Now that could be now, since they already said that like 2 weeks ago, that could be an opening day patch fix.
Oh, more than likely, I'm
They
assuming
could have already fixed
probably
it.
going to be an opening day patch.
For some who don't know, if you remember AEW Fight Forever, which we already know is creation garbage, it did have
11,
great blood effects.
11 people playing it. And
The great blood, the blood effects were really cool when someone's dripping blood, and they were going to have that in 2K24. We're going to have more blood. I really wish the women would bleed, but not just on that time of the month.
God damn.
I use that joke all the time. Out of fun, ladies, please.
It ain't you. It ain't just you. I do it too. I use that joke too.
But I mean, really, we have Becky Lynch got her face busted open, which created the man. So many women should be able to bleed in this game. Come on, people. Now there might be,
but at the same time, as somebody that's played the games for a long time, I just look at the Modern Blood and say the blood honestly looked better way back in the day beforehand.
Yeah, actually, RQ, I just looked at it. It's 82-38.
I like the blood in 2K19 a lot better than the Modern Blood.
Yeah, Monchar, you're getting ahead of us. You did that to me the other night, so now I'm going to do it to you. We're going to get to that.
But I will say this: I know about the super finishers. I do know something about the super finishers.
All right, go ahead.
You can, and this is depending on your show. This is bad. You can put any finisher as a super finisher.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And that makes me cringe because I was hoping that they weren't going to do that.
Well, when you guys see my creation streams, I'm going to go even more in depth on what I do. When someone sends me their CAW, I go through everything. I will go because a lot of people don't set their fucking personality traits, or they have this or that I don't use. Like last year, there was the final 4 of the AI attributes that I saw someone had them lower, which helped the AI, and I had to change almost everybody's. So I will get in depth in my creation stream to show you.
Some people don't even set their victories, and that
which is fine.
The heck out of me.
That's why anytime I download someone's character, I go through every single thing. If you notice on my show, all the names are all capital. That's just me. I'm my OCD thing. I want them all to be the same. And some people have their names with lowercase and some capital. I make everyone's all capital. I want to have, if you have a Twitter handle, I want that to be your @ You know, like some people don't want it, or some people don't have it as their @ Why not? When your character comes down, have your X Twitter handle there, especially if you're a showrunner, a content creator. Yeah. Triple Beat, you were saying something? You were going to say something?
Oh, it was on the whole sorry, my brain. It was on doing the whole creation stream and everything. I think I feel that it's important to do that, because then you are letting your audience know, hey, this is what I do when I'm setting things up.
Guilty. I should have did that 5 years ago. I should have did those 5 years ago, because everyone's company is different. If you watch if I could easily say, hey, go watch this creation stream, you'll see how this company's run. Now, here's another thing. 5 finishers, 5 signatures for every character. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, that's gonna be that's gonna be interesting, because
that could be good and that could be bad depending on the character.
Some people like to have they call a finisher spammed moveset, which I check people's movesets thoroughly too. Where when you're creating a moveset, do not use nothing but finishers when they give you the option. Make your character like it is. If it's a high flyer, you know, make sure that you have those sliders up and have the high flying moves for your finisher.
Yep.
I'm mixed on it too. What I'll do is go through every character, because I'm that anal about it. And I will make sure that if you have your top finisher as the finisher, you know, and the other ones, maybe finisher 3 will be the same as 1. So he uses that finisher, your finisher, more often. I don't know. I got to see how that works.
I'm hoping that's how that works.
Yeah, everyone gets their own 5 moves of doom.
God damn.
But I think that's a little bit of overkill, B.
But you're gonna have to charge. You're gonna have to charge up to get them anyway. So they won't be using just those moves. A good fix to that, if you don't want them to have 5 finishers, is duplicate finishers in slots. So alternate 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a super special.
Or I'm assuming we're gonna get the none option.
I hate to say it. I'd love that. I hate to say it, but there are people that have their characters and they try to take advantage of the system. If there is a way, they'll have, you know, spear, super power. They'll have every big finisher, F5, you know, every big finisher they can think of will be in their moveset and their finishing. That's why I say go through. And this is another good point. I have, for the past 3 years, maxed out regular attributes at 100, because what I was told is that reverts the game to the AI tendencies to determine how your character fights. That, now, I know that can be manipulated a little bit more, and some people think differently. But what I saw in like 2 or 3 videos, not just one, they said have everything. Actually, it was 2 games ago on 22. The game sliders were all at fucking 0, and it worked good. So we'll see. There are people out there, plus us 3 will be doing tons of tests to try to figure it out. But some people like Monstar, he has his company start at 82s and they can build up, they can earn it. So I have no problem with that. I just don't do that. But whether or not I'm going to keep it at
my show, I do what I have called for the longest time natural stats, which is the person that is the highest in the game. You can't go above that, and what in the where they're placed on the show is what their rating is.
Gotcha.
Is if they're mid carder, opening show, main eventer, legend, etc.
I used to even go as far as, if you go into universe mode under rankings, the top 10 get extra attribute points, which I would go through whatever the match card was. I did this in 23 too, not so much in 23. I would go through, and anybody who's on that match card, I would take them out of the top 10. So everyone was still at a level playing field.
Yeah.
I know there are some players that are really into their character. They're always at the shows. They're always role playing and stuff. There's some people, I always say 3 levels of engagement. There's some people just happy to be a part of the show, and some people that can't comprehend how the game works and just throw something together. I want everyone to be on a level playing field as close as we can make.
And then at the same time, universe mode will sometimes put somebody at the top of the list that hasn't done anything, and then be on a giant winning streak for no reason.
So this announce table thing, I'm not holding my breath that it's going to work for AI. We've been 6 years and no one's ever fucking broken an announce table. But if they improve the AI,
I've gotten close. I got close.
Drum Monkey had it once on his show, and I about lost my shit. And whoever was in the chat lost our shit. I was like, did the AI really just do that? And I have watched literally hundreds, maybe thousands, 1,000 of my shows because I've commentated them. Or more. So thousands of shows I've watched, never has an AI broke a table. Now, some of the people that they do pre-made, they can make it happen.
Oh yeah, when I edited matches, most people know the secret when I'm doing the edited stuff is because I'll do a table spot. I'll do one of the table spots for the announce table.
We'll get to the referees. I got a screenshot for it. Good, Beet.
I had the AI do a table spot once, and it was in 22. It was on a live stream, and they immediately, after they went through the table, glitched through the barricade into the crowd, and it was just like, no, I did throw the match, but they lost by count out.
Now, this one, I opened up a poll on the chat for a couple shows, and guys,
I love the real referees. I love the real referees coming back.
You guys definitely said you want the ramp-facing camera for the shows, and
the ramp-facing camera is my childhood. Oh, that's my childhood.
Plus, I put a lot of work in creating the stage, and you only see the stage based on their entrance for a couple seconds sometimes.
Yep. And if you have the entrance video turned on, or if you have the Trons turned on, you don't get to see any of the designs that the person puts on the stage.
Exactly. Another thing I want to start using again is custom videos. Like when people come down, they have their custom video playing behind them. Like what I ended up doing now for the last 2 games was I just turned the Tron off. I just have it as the custom picture of whoever's there. Flaming table. Yeah, I know you can do those too, but the AI doesn't trigger it.
Classic. Here comes the pain. Rant camera is that's gonna be when I use it. That's gonna be my childhood. I'm gonna remember dragging people around on the. I
don't know. Is there a video limit
with the motorcycle?
Is there a video limit? How many videos you can make? I know they were glitching up on. I think it was 22.
I think there is. I think there's a video.
Right. And that's another problem. If I have 80 people on my roster, I'm not going to do a video for 5 people and not the other people. So that's probably why I like it the way it is. Spectator mode is cool. Good.
Or you could also do a video per each stable. Could you do stable wars? So just do stable videos and then give each of them their stables video.
Or a video based on the show.
Yeah,
whatever, because I have so many different types of shows. But I did like the video show the video creator. I didn't use it last year as much. Spectator mode, I think is kind of cool. But when I'm I thought about it. When I'm into commentating, I'm not going to sit there and change the.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can work it in when I do edited matches, but that'll be way down the line. But I don't know how that's gonna work. Because it's AI and AI match focused.
Yeah.
So that kind of defeats the purpose of what an edited match is, which is 2 controllers and me making a match look good.
And we will show you a screenshot on that when we get to the slideshow. I love this feature. I think Wally's kind of alluding to it now.
Yeah.
Face paint, even on the created wrestlers, will fade as the match goes, and that's adding realism to the game.
That I will say has, as far as I know, and someone could correct me, I don't think has ever been in the games before.
Wrong. It was in 2K14.
Nice. See, there's a lot of throwback to 14 and 15.
The cause could do that too.
14, the cause would have their face paint fade.
I remember that.
Same with 16 and 17 actually, because I remember that when I was playing around with using that demon gimmick for Delvin, I had put face paint on him in one of the games and it faded off of him, and I was like, no, it fell off.
What's Creatatron from WWE 12? Kyle might have to come on and explain that. I have no idea what that is.
That was pretty much what became Creative Video. It was just creating a Titantron for the cause, and you had I think there was like 20 or 25 that you could do.
I'm going to show you how crazy I am about this game. I don't want like I couldn't stand when Blaze came down and it said Akira Tozawa behind him or something like that. I don't want that. Other companies don't give a shit. I do, and I tried real hard. But it's also based on the Minitron. Certain Minitrons just show one video, and then if you have a different Minitron, it shows Goldberg real big on it. I actually every year,
and it also depends on how the stage is, because do a stage a certain way, you'll see one thing, and it won't say a name, and then if you do one stage another way, then you'll see a big name plastered on there.
So I'm going to show you how crazy I am about this game. And I go solo layout so you can read this. I go through all the entrances and I find out AJ, just a blue background, Akira, flames, Asuka, yellow and orange. So when I get someone's call and they don't have any videos, I can go through and say, oh, their colors are orange. I can use the blue diamond one from Charlotte because it doesn't say Charlotte. So if I could have one thing in this game, it would be, and I'm not holding my breath for it, it would be more generic Trons. Just like the stars that float out, the ones. So there's like 6 or 7 that I could use in the last game.
Heck, I'll do you one better. I want the old Trons back where they had the person actually doing moves and
so
stuff. Not big name.
Everybody's Titantron is Kane. I set everyone's Titantron as Kane because it's only flames, number one. And number 2, I use a custom logo for the show over top of that. So you don't see the main Tron unless I do a show that the Minitron is the main Tron, which I do that sometimes too.
Or the other thing that you could do, or that I wish they would do, is create a video or create an arena when the Minitron on the stage or on the ring, they have generic videos. Why aren't those generic videos available and create an entrance as a Tron and as Minitrons?
I remember, and this is just made me think of it, the dumpster that you can put on the stage. There was a glitch, I think it was 2 games ago, and Yeti took advantage of it where you can take the dumpster and bring it all the way down against the ring. So he lined up around the ring all these dumpsters and literally just did an over-the-top rope match, but you got thrown into the dumpster when you went over the top. I said that's the type of creation, stuff that makes it unique when you do stuff like that. And I see, like, Monstar doesn't care about the Trons. I don't want to see WWE names. Like, I don't even like the one where it has WWE logo in the back of the arena. We should be able to change that.
Exactly.
We'll get to the signs and stuff like that too in a little bit. Dive into a group of opponents. Will that AI trigger that? I don't know. That's one of the spots I hate in wrestling because like 6 guys are like standing next to each other for like a minute waiting for them to dive off.
Yeah, if the AI triggers that, then I will be shocked.
Yep. Brian Nielsen, welcome to the program. We are previewing 2K24, new to the channel. Everybody say hi to Brian in the chat. Welcome him in.
Brian.
What's up, Odds? Go ahead.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that. I'm doing good. We are just covering creation because mostly the people that are here call me Camden. I got you. Most people are doing creation. We're doing our own creations, not really using the game. The new weapons types we'll cover, and throwing weapons we will cover. Pulling the straps down is only for certain characters. We don't have to really talk about that. Tired finishers.
I wish they would do the straps for our cause too.
Yeah. Harrison, good to see you. Another new person. Everybody, welcome in the chat. You guys, that's what we do around here. Welcome the new people. If you love 2K24 games, wrestling games, and content like that, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. We're going to be doing more helpful videos every week for a couple weeks for these creation people, and I welcome all the new people to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Camden, for stopping in live stream we were talking about. Yes, sir. Tired finishers and also the crawl pin animation, which
I thought that's back, but I have only seen that used by the AI a few times, and I don't know how many times they're going to do it.
And one thing I have to keep in mind, and viewers have to keep in mind, every video that we've seen for 2K24 are all or beta. They're not the finished product.
Oh yeah.
So some of the stuff won't be there.
Well, I'm hoping that those tired finishers actually work this year, because last year they do it and they both pass out, but within like 5 seconds they're both back on their feet, and it's like, come on, give us like a longer rest period where they're both.
I like the ref slow count. The ref slow count when he's hurt, like when the ref gets bumped, he does a slow count. That's kind of realism.
Heck, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I really want them to bring back from SmackDown versus Raw 2006, where when 2 people were down and their stamina was drained, the referee would count to 10, and if the 2 wrestlers couldn't get up, he would reach 10 and he would say the match is a draw.
Yep.
I
want that back.
I wrote this down as a feature of what we're going to do today. I said I wanted to discuss the game, but not get disgusted about the game. A little play on words, because a lot of people are sour about 2K because us creation people, we have to work around a lot more. And it seemed like every time they did a patch, something else was fucking broken. And it's like, hopefully...
I took a break from the games with 2K23, so I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about this one.
It seems like, and this is just my hope too, that they got their head screwed on straight this time around. They got a little bit of their shit fixed.
I'm hoping
forward. I hope we don't need 20 patches. I do want patches because things will go wrong. But if you need 20 or more patches, there's something wrong with the actual make of the game.
But the other way to look at it is if they're doing the 20 patches, at least they're going through and fixing stuff.
Yes.
Which is
I think
more,
that's a lot.
It says a lot because, I mean, look at 20.
True.
When 20 came out, it was a dumpster fire, and they just said, go back to 19.
True. What do you think about these rebound moves after Irish whips have been fixed, no longer result in costing chest bumping, which I tried to sell that a lot of times in the game, but yeah, it was annoying. Yeah. And I hope that you can now cue the rebound attack to see that's a playing feature. Yeah, but I hope, did you guys notice in 23 there's a fucking collar and elbow tie up like every 5 seconds? Like,
that and then
a move or a chain of moves, but you don't need it. There's overkill.
Yeah.
I
like it. I like the Carbonova tie up when it's the start of the match.
Yeah. Yep. New paybacks. Iron Jaw. I didn't hear about this one. Remove your stun meter and exit the stun state.
I really hope there's no physical look like that someone becomes Colossus.
Yeah. Fireball. I thought about it, and I'm like, if I use the fireball, it might be if your character.
If it fits your character.
Yes, and maybe only one person's going to get the fireball. Yeah. Just like the sword entrance, and I had like 4 people with the sword entrance, so I made them fight over it. Whoever wins that match, they're the only one with the sword entrance.
Yeah, how many people in history have done the fireball?
Yeah, a few.
The original Sheik.
1.
2. The original Sheik and Jerry Lawler.
Well, back in WCW, they had a good bit. The NWA years, like Dusty Rhodes threw a fireball. I think Ronnie Garvin threw a fireball. They've done a handful, but it was a little flashbang thing.
Cornette threw the fireball and Ronnie Garvin burned Ronnie Garvin.
Now I don't know what this freeze thing is. Freeze your opponent by using intimidation tactics.
That would be a good one for a giant, like for an Exodus.
But I really hope it doesn't like freeze them like you see icicles on
that's
something.
God, that would be amazing.
I am really hope some of these hurt my heart because I really don't want them to.
There are some companies out there that delve a little more into the supernatural stuff, which is fine.
I'm not one of them.
I want realism. I don't like when I saw people teleporting in my chat and stuff. I'm like, we're going to keep this as real, like what you would see on a regular TV. But some shows, they love doing that. And that's fine. I love that because I love variety. What's this? Rage will fill your finisher meter This sounds like a game playing feature.
It kind of seems like it, but I'm hoping it's not like the raids from the previous games where they start roaring like a lion.
The good thing about paybacks is
not.
The good thing about paybacks is you can just take them off.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, Eddie Gilbert threw a fireball back in the day too. Yep.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, very few people threw a fireball.
The mist. I only let Yeti do the mist, and I think it's Jessica Vesuvius because she does the volcano gimmick. So I had one male and one female that had that. Movesets expanded.
Actually, the fireball would be cool for Jessica Vesuvius. That would work.
We talked about this already. You can now have 3 running corner attacks when the opponent is leading the corner. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
I didn't know that. Light, heavy, and
opens up variety. I really hope they would open up variety in the ground moves. So you don't always see the Pete Dunne grapple.
Yeah, I did notice that a lot of the facial stuff is a little better. Ramp cameras and dive cameras, the ability to move the camera. We already talked about that. New weapons. We'll talk about that. And now GM mode, we're not going to really discuss. My faction, we're not really going to discuss. My rise, we're not going to discuss. Although I want, like I said earlier, please, if you guys play the game, stream it so I can watch it. I love it.
Oh, certainly I will. Oh, certainly I will.
All right, universe mode. Expanded rivalry actions, including run-ins, Money in the Bank cash-in scenarios, and brawls. And like Triple Beat mentioned earlier, I don't want to see what the damn thing is. That ruins everything for us. So new cutscenes, but go ahead, Beat.
I was going to say, so to solve that, you just only have one action selected for one superstar and the other one blink. That'll fix it.
That's fair. New cutscenes. That's kind of vague, but I like it. Go ahead, odds.
Oh yeah, it's great seeing new cutscenes. I'm glad that Money in the Bank the Money Bank cash-ins have more options. Are going to be, you could choose them more better.
I saw 3 different double title entrances now too. One is the John Cena one where he has the 2 belts hooked together, holding it over his shoulder. One is the Roman Reigns one we had last year, and there's a women's one too. So I like that because in double titles you can use in.
And what's funny is I think they gave the women's one to Logan Paul.
Yeah. Loser leaves town stipulation. Have we had that in the game before?
No, that's new.
Not that I know of. But I think that's going to be exclusive to Universe mode. That's going to be cool, especially because if anybody's seen my show, I have done a few loser leaves or loser does this shows. So matches.
What's up, Ram?
I had to create those, and that's kind of cool.
Monstar's coming out of retirement if I give him the fireball. My first instinct would be there's just a specific cutscene at the end of the match for loser leaves town.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? They probably get escorted out the ramp or security takes them out or something.
Honestly, cool. If they do that,
loser leaves town is in 23.
I don't have it. So I don't
remember.
Were you smoking the devil when you saw that in 23?
Honestly, if they do a loser leave, when they do a loser leaves for taking them out, they really need to take the scene where Paul Heyman was taken out after the invasion angle where the police were carrying him.
So here's I expected this, so I'm not really surprised. There is not a huge change in creation suite. Now, I'm hoping some of the generic things you can create stuff. Create a sign. My only fear is in 23 we had signs that were blank in universe mode.
Yeah, I'm glad it's back. I'm glad Create a Sign is back from 2K14.
How cool is it that come down and your custom character's logo will be in the crowd?
Yeah,
that adds more realism.
Yeah, and back in 2K14, you could put whatever you created in Paint Tool.
Look, I brought up Jessica, and here it's Alina, and she heard.
Which Paint Tool was like Mario Paint, pretty much. And you
could I saw her name's
that would be a sign.
Miss T or something. She did a video on create a sign, and you basically, when you go into your creation suite, there's like create an arena, create a show, create a guy, create a sign. So you create it there, and then when you go into your character and pick the signs, there are WWE signs, and then there's custom signs. So you would just go over to custom sign and add it to that character, which is pretty cool.
I wonder how many slots they're gonna have for that.
I don't know. I wouldn't think a lot, but I think that's.
I know some people were thinking that we were gonna create a finisher back, but guys, don't hold your breath.
Hey, maybe next year or something. Who knows?
Possible.
Like I said, they're not going to give us everything at once.
Possible, but even when THQ was doing it, they had a hard time trying to figure out how those worked with the normal moves in the game.
Well, do you remember what was his name? Chronic, the tag team Chronic, the one guy who he would throw you up on the shoulder, and then like Goldberg kind of did it too, and then it was a through the leg. And then he popped you up onto the shoulder and slammed you. That was the original hook, line, and sinker. In EFED world, when I did a hook, line, and sinker, Blaised did that move off the top rope.
Holy crap.
The guy would be on the top rope. Blaised would climb up, put his arm between his legs, and pick him up, turn around, and deliver that down. Like, if I could create that, that would be phenomenal.
I missed the flying hot shot finisher I did for Kitty in 2011. I had her get up on the top rope. She put her hands out, pointed at the person, jumped, and then hit like a neck breaker or a stunner on them. I wish I could bring that back.
We've all met Camden through our own channels. So over the past 6 years, I've met a lot of other people that use their own creations for their own type of show. And we connect with each other on either Skype or Twitter X, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and we've created this community of like 40 different people that run their own shows, plus a bunch of people that like being a part of all the shows. So we just created our own community here, man, and it's wonderful. We're glad to have you on the show. Hockey Hoser penalty box match, you Canadians. And like I said, click on the links for odds and triple beats links. They are in the chat. And like I said, and it's not just because they're here. You will not be disappointed. These guys do a great job. But let's get into the slideshow and show you, instead of just text, some of these things we were just talking about. Obviously, there are three different versions of the game. I have me as a creator. I want to get everything unlocked. I want to have as many of the features that I can because I remember the one year that I didn't do that. Someone's like, I can't download you because of a pair of boots. Now, I think they didn't even tell you what it was back then. I think it was 19. They didn't tell you what the feature was, why you couldn't download it. Just said, can't download.
I believe that was 22.
But last year,
it started in 20 and then went to 22.
Yeah, but this year it actually told you what the feature was, because then I could be like, hey, take the Stone Cold knee braces off your guy, then I can download it.
Yeah, which is good. Thank heavens. Thank you. Please.
Yeah. So
we need that.
Here's what let's get into some of the screenshots of things we were just talking about. This is what we got the past couple weeks. They would release gameplay and then some showcase stuff, my Rise and Create, and then my GM and Universe mode. And that's what we just went over, is some of the information that they've given us. The true test is going to be once we get this damn thing in our hands in a couple days. It's starting to get exciting, man.
I love the DLC reveal. I love DLC reveals.
These, and I've heard from a lot of people, shout out to my man Vince McSham and a couple other people that I've heard, that this is one of the most dynamic DLCs throughout.
It is.
That we're getting.
Great mood for the first time ever.
Yep. So let's take a look at the DLC packs. Obviously, we just talked about the first one, which is the Cody pack that you get with the preload. Now, the Punk one right off the bat.
Yeah.
Terry Funk, Sandman, the Dudleys, and Punk.
Yes,
that is
back. Terry Funk's back. The Dudleys are back. They've all been in previous games. So
now, will the Sandman entrance? Will he bust a can of beer over his head? How cool would that be?
If it's anything like the SmackDown versus Raw 08 version of Sandman, then he will.
That would be awesome.
It would be so cool if he shows up like, well, we had the Shield entrance. He came through the crowd. They could easily have him come through the crowd like that and smash his beer.
He did in SmackDown versus Raw 2008.
Especially if he jumps on top of the barricade and does it.
Yeah. Post Malone, I could care less, but maybe he has some cool gear.
Two entrances back in 2008. He would come down from the rampway or he would come out from the crowd, and I always pick the one from the crowd because that fits Sandman.
For the June 26th one, I don't really care about Post Malone, but you get Sensational Sherry, Mosh, and Thrasher. The Headbangers haven't been in a game in like 20, 25 years.
They haven't been in the game since WWF.
Since it was on Nintendo 64. It's been a long time.
That's long.
So
but that's cool that they're, I mean, and Mosh and Thrasher aren't like a character you've seen on TV or nothing, but there's so many people that are signed to like these legend contracts and stuff. Yeah. That's so cool that they're bringing, and I'm thinking of their gear, their face paint, and some of the shit that we can use in CAW.
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly.
And you get Jimmy Hart as a manager.
Yes, one of my favorites. Jimmy Hart as a manager. I hope he uses the megaphone.
I was just going to say, that'd be so cool. The Pat McAfee pack, not a big deal for characters that we're going to use, but what are they going to be wearing? I mean, I watch his show all the time. So the playable co-hosts, I think, are his guys. And I think someone said Michael Cole.
That would be funny.
Because Cole has that one match that he was into. So
please give him the head thing and have him do the stupid entrance. Oh my God. That was one of the funniest parts about 14.
And another thing, if you look here, this is every other month. So what I'm hearing is, number one, in April, we're going to get the WrestleMania arena and maybe some extra shit too. Ooh. And this does not mean there will not be something in between, possibly. Because I did notice it was every other month. September 20th, the Global Superstars, Jade, right off the bat.
Yep.
Naya, I don't care, but McCool, I did. Carlito's entrance could be kind of cool. Kari Sane's one of my favorites. I love her look, and the shit that she wears is outrageous. I can see some of the female cause wearing that. Valkyria, Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee just give us more versions of masks.
Yeah, more versions of masks.
And then DDP, I love DDP. The entrance, I could see with a couple different creations using that entrance.
Iron Sheik.
Why do I have to wait till November to get DDP?
I know.
Like, you're making me wait till the game's almost done.
Luger's one of my all-time favorites, and Muda, I can imagine some of his gear.
Yeah, we haven't seen Iron Sheik in a game since SmackDown versus Raw. Since SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, so this is good shit right here. This is good shit for DLC, and this keeps the game fresh every couple of months too. And these aren't shitty DLCs like last year. We got like one guy that you cared about and two others, or it was like those DLCs were trash in my opinion.
Most of these people you care about besides Post Malone.
Yep. And maybe he has a cool gear or something. We don't know.
Who knows?
Muda's mask. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you guys that I can just see.
It depends on what they give Muda. Depends on what.
And I'm hoping you get Muda, and then Attire 2 is a different Muda.
Yeah.
Because Muda was famous for having different gear, like tons of different gear. So I can only imagine what I'm hyped about the DLC. That's going to keep this game fresh. And there's a little taste of one of the real referees. You got Little Nate, Charles Robinson.
The real referees are there.
And I think I have the list here afterward. Yeah, here's all your referees. And then once again, you can create your own referee. But from what I understand, it's just in your CAW, your Attire 2 or your main attire, you just use it as a referee.
Okay.
It's not like you go into create a ref and create a ref. I don't know. That's what I've heard. So if you have like Super Nacho wants to be a ref this year, it's not like you're gonna use a CAW slot for your created refs.
Which I was expecting that.
Yeah. And what my plan was to take every person who sends me a CAW and make their second attire a referee attire. So if I ever wanted to use whoever it was as a special referee, they're ready to go.
Now, I did see someone going through the creation suite, and there's referee tank tops, referee crop tops, referee, long sleeve shirts. There's a bunch of different referee shirts, which that was my first question when I heard we were getting special guest referee. How many different shirts do we have? Are they all going to look the same? Like, because like Stone Cold, they have with the sleeveless ones and shit like that. But you're getting all the regular ones that we've had before. So my bow tie and the ones that I've made fixtures in my, Benita Applebaum, I have her in the chat now as one of my. So you're going to get those back, plus some of the real referees, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably use the same refs that I have been using because they are like standard characters for my show now. But the guest referee thing, yeah. So I don't know if I want everybody to make their second attire because some of you guys, I have a regular attire and a tag attire. like Nightmare, for instance. Nightmare has his regular attire, but when he's teaming with Chuck as his Skullbusters, they wear the all white gear. So, like, I mean, it wouldn't take long if I'm going to use someone as a special guest referee for a show to go in and edit their second attire to do that.
Yeah.
I do not expect me, other people might, but I am not giving anybody 2 cost slots for their regular slot and then a referee slot. I'm not doing that. I can't. I've used all my creations now.
That's not feasible.
Volunteers to be Cassie, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Sealed, delivered, and where do we sign?
And Cassie creates really good cause, so I would love to see what you can do with that.
Where do we sign?
Yeah, that's what I would do, Kyle. Too. Probably because I don't think I'm going to for my show. I'm not going to use special guest ref unless like the storyline dictates it.
Oh yeah, unless the storyline dictates it and needs it, then why not? I don't know why to use it.
But it's definitely a feature I love having because once again, realism. I think, and I don't know, I could be wrong about this. CM Punk is about to announce he's going to be part of WrestleMania. I would not be surprised if he's the special guest ref for Seth versus Drew.
I have heard that a few times.
Ooh,
at the same time, when he was in AEW, when he did commentary, he was fucking phenomenal in my opinion. So if they put him in commentary, I wouldn't be mad at that either because he has story with both of those guys. He could talk.
Punk did commentary back when he was in the W. The first time he was great.
He does MMA commentary, so he's a good commentator. Plus, he's a good shit talker. And when he has story with Drew and Seth, that would be interesting. So whether he's the ref, and if you're going to advertise the game, what better way than to have a special guest ref at WrestleMania?
And Atticus, you got a good point. Not using casket or ambulance matches unless the story dictates it. I do the same thing with War Games matches too. I'll build up to them and then use them.
I would probably, like at first I was doing War Games because I wanted to test it, but then I realized that's perfect for Stable Wars. So, and look how much it enhanced the last Stable War and this one because the final matches had not only they had 4 characters on each team, so more people were involved. And they were coming down to the wire, man. It was so cool. But yeah, I think I will use ambulance more than casket. Some other shows will probably use casket a lot, which is cool though.
Yeah.
Here's my question about those, and we're gonna get to those here in a minute because we got screenshots.
I've already set my paw that's gonna have that as their main thing, the casket match.
Ambulance match, force the doors closed. I've seen some really good gameplay with this. Will the AI do a lot of this, or will we see a generic AI doing the same thing every time you do an AI versus AI ambulance match? I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Because I saw like Up, Down, Down was playing it, and you got the first door closed, and it looked like it was over. They went to close the other door, and it got stopped, and there was a struggle between that, and I was like, that is fucking cool. And the pre-match where the ambulance backs down to the ring side, that's cool. It's like a new cutscene type thing. So I think ambulance match, like you guys are saying, and everyone's kind of saying, it'll add to a storyline.
Especially when you want that storyline to end. And this is the finale of the angle. And this is the end.
Like I know right now there's a character I'm going to write off in the beginning of 24. What better way than to have him leave in an ambulance to write that character off?
Yep.
Or a casket. If they, I'll let them choose which way they want to end their career. This is cool too. Will they climb up there and fight up there? I really hope so. Because some of the animations of them falling off looks damn cool.
Yeah, I hope they do it.
So
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, but I'm hoping like Brian Williams, he does a really good interview, and he was very careful what to answer and what not to answer. But he, the way he was talking, what he could say was that a lot of these new features, should be pretty fun.
And at times, what he knows, because sometimes he doesn't know things about the game that just like
he would say, I didn't work on that part. You'd have to ask so and so. So he was really good at the interview. Not that's why he was doing the interview.
That's why I like him from the old THQ days, because he would always be the straight talker.
That could be a possibility, Azrael. It's a good way to put Rex in a casket and get rid of him.
My, how time flies. 2009 and 2024.
Yep. This 2009 was from SmackDown versus Raw. 2010 on the DS on the Nintendo DS. This was an exclusive match on the DS, which was an ambulance match. I remember it because fans were were pissed off at the time because they were like, "Why did the DS get this exclusive match? We wanted this."
Camden, we're going to continue covering this, but you guys in the chat, if you guys want to answer Camden's question and let him know in the chat who your favorite wrestlers are, go for it. I love when the chat goes crazy. So yeah, ambulance match, that's a great addition. I'm hyped about it. I think it's going to be something that really enhances some of the stories we can do with our digital wrestling shows. Here's your casket, and
not been in the game since SmackDown 2 for the PlayStation 1.
In normal matches.
This
is the story. So
that was from a story in 15. You're saying not playable. It was just something
not playable in 15.
But that's cool. I mean, it's things that I've heard over the last years people ask for these two types of matches, and to get those, bravo. Now, how they work, how well they work, and listen, let's be real. Some of this new shit will glitch the game. It's going to happen. They're going to have to patch it. We might not be able to use ambulance or casket until they patch it or something. Who knows?
It's a game. They're going to happen. No game is perfect.
I always say this, and this goes back to when I sold computers and cell phones. People come in and say, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Most of the time it was user error. But what I say is, if computers and video games were perfect, have you ever heard of Skynet? I'm not ready for that. I don't want computers to be perfect. I don't need them to take over.
and they're
one of the lines I also, not to cut you off, Beetle, but one of the lines I like to say is, for those that think that computers are so great, I don't think anyone's ever seen a computer fry itself.
Yeah.
Computers fry themselves.
Actually, I did see someone that their power supply blew up in their tower. Whenever I was at Gateway Computers, I like working with the technician area, and someone's power supply exploded on them. I don't know how or why, but there was a number one, they never cleaned it, and he must have been a smoker or something, because there was so much dust and shit in that PC that who knows what they were. I mean, they might have had it plugged into another plug into their Christmas tree or some shit like that, or could have had a power surge and didn't have it connected to a surge protector or something. Who knows? But it was pretty crazy.
Probably wasn't connected to a universal power supply.
Now here is or the power supply inside the tower wasn't connected properly or something and got jarred. Here is where now not only can you in-game play mainly, but now you can take it off and you can use those water bottles to throw at people.
That's awesome.
It is cool, but I hope that the animation for someone getting hit by a water bottle is not as the same as someone getting hit by a steel chair.
Yeah.
Like someone should just shake off the water bottle.
Yeah. When I saw that, the first thing I said was, "Oh, please bring back the option to be able to drink the water."
That would be cool. Catch it and drink it.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's the worst game ever if it sucks when it's not out yet, rapper.
Right.
I believe that was SmackDown versus Raw 2007 and 2008 that you could do that.
From the games that I've played, and some people use 20 very well, but I couldn't stand it when it kept crashing on me. So having all the crashes and stuff, I was like,
those that were able to use 20, God bless them, because they were able to do something with them.
That Hell Arena was fucking dope though. I loved that.
Yeah.
Arena. And some of the features that game had was really good. It was a shame. I went right back to 19. I played that game for a week and went back to 19.
I loved the Swamp Arena. I just didn't like the storyline behind it.
That's because you played it on Legend.
Yeah.
Bump in the night.
Yeah, it's all good, rapper. Welcome to the show. We're just hanging out talking about, give it a chance, bro. You got it. So once again, we're not going to dwell on the we're just hoping that the announce table gets used.
So many parallels to 2K14. They're really banking on people knowing, hey, it's 2K14's 10-year anniversary.
That's a good sign, in my opinion, because and like I said, I didn't play those games, but for the past 5 years, that's what I heard a lot of. I wish they used features from 14. I wish they used features from 15. I wish they used features from THQ, from this and that and this.
Most people didn't know that or didn't remember, but because I did, I was there for that whole thing. 2K14,
blow for blow.
2K14 was 2K's last game.
This is
and 2K had nothing to do with it.
This is a mini game
basically in the beginning of a match where, and this is, if you watch wrestling, this happens a lot. Two people, especially when they're feuding, they will stare each other down. They'll, return little rabbit punches and elbows for a while and then stop and the
It's not
crowd
just
goes
the
nuts.
start. It's actually for the entire match. They'll just start doing this at some point in the match, not just the beginning.
But
As long as you can turn the
I'm saying
indicator
in
off.
real life, you normally see this at the beginning of a match.
Well, yeah, depending on what match you're watching.
But once again, this, from what I understand, is something that with your controller, you have to trigger to get it to start as a player. So will the AI do it? I'm not counting on it, but it looks, when I saw the animation, I was like, damn, that looks like what two people that hate each other really do in a match.
Yeah,
I know that the AI would trigger the chain grapples back when they had the chain grappling system. So they might trigger this.
Dad joke, where did Captain Hook get his hook? From a second-hand store. Okay. So I'm hoping that, this one we'll see, because the animation looked really good. Here's the aftermath of the fireball. So, which is very cool. Like someone gets hit with a fireball, their face is burnt. Not only do we get the animation, nothing happens, but
it's gonna stay there for the entire match.
Damn.
We'll find out. That's very cool. Like, I don't like, if I do want someone to have the fireball payback if they're like Jessica Vesuvius or something, like you guys said, that would be perfect for her character.
They said the animation for the aftermath of the fireball is going to be there for the entire match.
But here's something that I also worry about. A payback that's, I don't want to say glitched, maybe, that always ends a match, or it's like too good. You know what I mean? Like if it's too good, like if someone throws a fireball and every time they throw a fireball, the match ends like right after that, I'm not going to use it. I mean, people who are recording shows and stuff, that's fucking great for people that are doing pre-recorded with highlight reels and stuff. But if it ends up being something where it's always going to end a match or be too much damage to a character, where they're automatically susceptible for a loss just because they get hit with a fireball, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Selena's like, me too. I want the fireball. For multi-man backstage, and my first bitch about backstage is last year we got, slam their head in a car door in their arm and into the trunk, but the AI never went around that much to do it. There was that great animation. You see that big light in the back where if you climb up there, I had to learn how to do it, how to Irish whip someone into that 3 times and then have them fall off because I wanted to see it. It looks so amazing. The elevator that you see in the back will now open. You go in it and it takes you up to the top level. But I highly doubt the AI is going to trigger those things. At the same time, having 4 people battle in the back.
I don't see I don't see the AI going up the elevator.
But having 4 in the back means you have a higher likelihood that they might actually do it.
True. And at the same time, I can see this for like more stories, like a stable war type thing. One from each of the 4 stables just got into a fight backstage. Let's go take a look at it. So I can use this to some of the stuff that we do. There it is. I was waiting for Beets. I was like, I hope Beets' link isn't broke. There it is.
No,
I kept seeing odds and I didn't see Beets. There it is. Realistic, if you got hit by a fireball, you probably lose because that shit would really hurt. It's true. Good fact. But I'm talking about like if someone comes out right at the beginning of the match, throws a fireball for some reason, and every time the match is ended right away. Same thing with some of those weird moves from 23 that were like supernatural that we talked about earlier.
Oh, the divine touch crap.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I hated that.
Yeah, it's like, but for some companies, it fit right in with what they were doing or a certain character. So go for it. Yeah. For me, no. 4-man backstage again.
For me, with how my show works, I was like, keep that stuff away.
Yeah. Also, what I liked about last year's is you could do, I believe, backstage submission only. Backstage, instead of always backstage pinfall. Instead of just knockout only for backstage. DJ. So I'm hoping we still have that. They had it in the last game, so I'm hoping they kept that. I'm so looking forward to Gauntlet. Looking forward to Gauntlet.
So am I. I'm so happy.
This is your standard Gauntlet where opponents face each other one-on-one until one person remains. So wrestler 1 comes out, wrestler 2 comes out. Soon as there is a fall, wrestler 3 comes out, and then wrestler 4. And the fact that they opened this up to Rumble type rules with 4 all the way to 30, damn.
And
so
in some ways, this is a playoff of an old mode. It was called
Slobber Knocker.
Yeah, it was called Slobber Knocker, and you couldn't do AI. It was just you versus the computer, and you had X amount of finishers, and you had to knock everybody out, and one person would come in and come one after the other after you beat them, and how many you beat. It was endless. So how many can you beat before you lose?
What is up, Rainer? Good to see you, man. No, we're just previewing the game. It's coming out on Tuesday, so there's no gameplay today or anything. We are just showing off what the new features and what's going to go down on Tuesday.
And I'm also very happy with when they showed Gauntlet. They revealed and announced that no Iron Survivor's not in. I don't know where that rumor came from, but I'm glad
they may have confused it with one of these 3 modes, because there is 3 here. Let's look at the other 2 types of gauntlets. So that's your standard gauntlet. Here's the Eliminator gauntlet. 2 begin and overtime, more enter, up to 8, just like a rumble. So this is This is a rumble with pinfalls and submissions. And from what I saw, you can have KO. You can have First Blood Gauntlet. Oh, I can just imagine what I can do. Monday, Bloody Monday, I'm bringing that show back, because, a First Blood Gauntlet, a pin-only gauntlet. This is a rumble with falls instead of over the top rope.
Or if you want to do something kind of like an elimination chamber, but not really without the chamber, you could do a 6-man gauntlet like this, where you have up to 6 people in the ring and they enter in intervals. So if you're lucky number 6, you get to enter last.
I wish, now that you brought up chamber, I wish they do tag chamber.
That'd be cool too. I miss those.
Where the door opens and the tag team comes out, and you can. Well, the problem would be there'd be 6. You'd only have to have 4 pods, because 8 is the max you can have in the ring. Or they just wait.
Well, I think it was SmackDown versus Raw 2011, but you could do a chamber, and you could have 2 teams of 3 fighting each other, and it was an elimination style elimination chamber, but it was with teams.
But this is exciting. When I heard Gauntlet, I thought, okay, we're just going to get a regular Gauntlet. Cool, I love it. But the fact that we're getting 3 different types of gauntlets is great. The third one I mentioned before, I might use in like a stable war type thing. You fight a team. So, for instance, John Cena would fight the Judgment Day. He would fight Dom first, and then Damian Priest, and then Finn Balor. You would have to defeat a whole team. Now, 30 is pretty crazy. One person. But you could do like the beat the clock type of thing, where you can have 10 wrestlers and test them against 30. See who gets the farthest into the gauntlet. Because from what I understand with this one, as soon as you lose, the match is over.
Yep.
The other 2 go until the end. This one, if you lose a match, that's how far you got.
Well, and what's cool is you can turn fatigue on or off. So if you could turn fatigue on and then see how far someone gets and use it just like that. Hey, Twitch.
Twitch in the building. I am. As soon as we get done with this slide, I'm going to share out the link if a couple people want to come in and share, what they're looking forward to or any thoughts on some of this stuff. But Gauntlet, I'm hyped for. That is a great addition. Bravo. Just hope it works good. New weapons. The fucking Slim Jim I could care less about.
The guitar is back. I'm happy I'm happy about that.
And I want to know what the animations are. Now, from what I heard in one of the reviews, the Slim Jim is the same animation you get with a kendo stick, but the sound is different.
Not surprised, but honestly, the Slim Jim is better than having the kendo stick, because my gosh, that is the most overused weapon in all of wrestling.
Yeah, I did like how the kendo stick breaks. When you bust it, that looked really cool. Because if you watch kendo stick matches, a lot of times they beat them so bad that it breaks. The shovel I love. If you guys know my show, I have shovel matches with nothing but shovels. Because when you got someone laying down and they're just hitting them in the dick with a shovel like 8-10 times, that's insane to me. Or the animation of getting in the head with the shovel is cool. The guitar, will it shatter? Will it break over someone's head?
From what I've seen, it does.
The microphone, how do they use it? Like, are they going to turn it around and smack someone in the head with it like that?
That would be cool if it's because I know now this year you can throw the weapons. If someone throws a mic at someone and they're like dead, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
same thing with the sandal.
I've seen the microphone. I've seen the microphone in the game a few times. One of them was when they brought. One of them was when they brought in the I Quit match.
Sledgehammer's still in there, Selena. It's just up higher. These are just the new ones at the bottom.
The microphone, though, if you're doing edited stuff, would be really good to use in something like an I Quit match.
Yeah. And
where like
or
you beat the
you
living
kind of
crap out
fake. You can kind of fake the end of a promo.
Yeah, and with one of my thinkings is I think they may use. I think the microphone may lead to them bringing back the I Quit match.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad.
That would not. I would definitely want that.
I'm hoping the animation, once again, as I said before, when you get hit with a damn sandal, you should just shake it off or laugh or something, not fall down or get really hurt like you would with something. A Chonkla match would be nice with nothing but sandals under the ring.
unless you want to use the sandal like a slapjack.
Now the garbage can. Do they put them over people's heads?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That's my first question.
Or
I'm really bummed that we only have the trash can. We don't have the trash can lid. I would
the
hope
lid.
the trash can lid would come back.
Well, the lid looks like it's on it, so
yeah, like is it just you can grab them and hit them with it, or does that lid come off and you can what animations are we going to get with these new? That's my next question. Am I glad we got 5 new weapons? Hell, fuck yeah. I mean, we talk about how terrible AEW Fight Forever was, but the one thing they did have is 40 fucking weapons.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't no reason we shouldn't have a fire extinguisher.
One of the things that I did see with one of the beta images was with the trash can on the floor. I think it was Kevin Owens tried to do it, was doing a power bomb, and it landed on the trash can, and the trash can did not flatten. I'm hoping that is fixed in the actual base game because when the trash cans were in 2K19, when you drop somebody on it, that trash can was flat as a pancake.
You were going to say something, Beet?
What I want to know with the trash can is, can you throw it into a War Games match, and B, can you climb up to the top with it, put it over your head, and dive off the top of the cell like Io Shirai?
Yeah, those are great. That's the question. We got new weapons, but what are the animations that are going to come along with them? The one thing we do have is throwing the weapons. Now, here's the water bottle. Yeah, like I said earlier, if you get hit with that,
one weapon, we do know that only one weapon can't be thrown, and we do not know what that is yet.
I think it's the ladder.
That's possible.
If I would guess, I would think ladder, because a table you can kind of like throw it at someone. It would look kind of weird because we've seen that table flop around like a damn fish out of water. As it now. But if I would guess, as soon as they said that, I went and looked at the wheel and I was like, which weapon is least likely to be thrown? I'd think the ladder, maybe.
I know the steel steps can be thrown. I saw a clip where someone threw it from one side of the ring to the other, and I was like,
I'm really hoping they don't pick up the fucking steps every hardcore match.
I mean,
really bad animation.
That's why I made a tables match called Tables, Chairs, and Stairs to make fun of it. I literally made a match to make fun of it.
Give us the option to glue those fucking steps down so they can't be used.
Yeah. Can we bolt the steps to the floor so they can't use them?
You can throw the chair. Will we get the Van Daminator?
Oh, that'd be great.
If we I do know that was a kind of variety exclusive move just for him.
Yeah. What they said, Twitch, was there's one weapon that you cannot throw at all. And we're guessing it's the ladder. And yeah, if you were to be able to throw a ladder, yeah, it would be the big guys that could throw it. But throwing a weapon is cool. That's something we didn't have before, and now we have it. So, and once again, this recurring question that we've been saying, will the AI do this stuff? That I think it probably would. We'll see. This one, I think, and then you guys can let me know more. I think this is just like gameplay. I don't think. Do you think the AI is going to tell the other tag team partner to remove the turnbuckle? This is while you're in a tag match, you can press a button and the person at the ringside area will do something.
I'm assuming this is just for gameplay, but I don't know. We'll
that would be so cool if some of this stuff
we'll
happened.
We'll see if the AI doesn't. if the AI does anything. We all obviously have the AI on Legend, so maybe the legendary AI will do it. But
Well, the
I don't
boss
know.
They
see
should.
attack the opponent's team partner. We've seen that in tag matches. Sometimes it does it way too much. I'm hoping, like Brian Williams said, the tag AI is improved. He said, and I hope that means we will not get a save every fucking pinfall and have 45-minute or more tag matches. Retrieve a table, remove a turnbuckle. It'd be cool if they did that, but we'll see.
If we could have less than 30-minute tag matches, I'd be
Yeah, I don't want to have to add
I'd be
KOs and put their health at low.
Well, what they need to do is limit the amount of times you can break up a pin
Yes.
to like
That-
1 or 2, or have it so they have to look. You know how you have to raise your finisher? It would be nice if in tag matches you have to raise yourself to a certain level in order to be able to go in and break up the pin.
Yep. Same thing, Twitch. I went to KO and Tornado for tag matches and Falls Count Anywhere because there were some tag matches that were going over an hour. And I'm like, I'm trying to keep my show at 2 hours with 9 matches.
Yeah.
If you know, do the math, people.
If we get tag matches less than 30 minutes, I'm doing a damn jig.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all based on AI. Now here we talked about earlier the spectator mode. Number one, I'm hoping that you can turn that off. Please don't let that show while my match is going on.
By the looks of it, of the hide UI, I think that's the option.
I'm hoping that standard, the default is that is not on there, and you have to trigger it to come on and off. That sounds like the way it should be. But I've seen
well, if you hide the UI, then you could still move the camera.
If you
UI
memorize those things,
yeah, the UI is just reminding you what the buttons are.
But what I'm trying to say is, I hope that when the match starts, that is not on there at all, and you have to press something to bring on the UI first. That just makes sense.
I'm assuming that's the highlight reel. I'm assuming,
or it could be an option in the settings to set it on and off too, like Twitch said, which is a good point. Let's see what else we got. But that's a cool feature. That's something we haven't had. That especially people doing pre-recorded shows that can really add some sights that you don't normally see in a match. But also at the same time, I can just imagine. I was thinking about it when I'm doing commentary. I would rather engage in the chat than worry about the fucking camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, depending on how they do it and how they use it, it could be good for edited matches and pre-recorded matches. But we'll have to see.
Greg and John, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hey, big reminder, hit the thumbs up, guys, if you haven't already. We're about done with this part, and I'm going to bring some people on for a quick Q&A. And then, like I said, I want to revisit this down the line. So these two guys will come back on as a co-host, and we will talk about the goods, the bads, the uglies, the workarounds, the match types, the sliders, which I always like to wait like a week after the game releases. Videos start popping up.
The great and the disappointing.
Here is AI versus AI sliders. Here's your most realistic AI versus AI sliders. And then I take them with a grain of salt because last year, the first AI versus AI sliders I saw, I did them and they didn't work for shit. And I had to find a different video. So, I like to make sure it's number one, a creator that I'm aware of that's been doing this, or one of the people in the community that we know, or one of us that tested. Here's the create a sign thing when you go into, so you can change the background color, add different designs to it, put your own custom images in it. So this is damn cool if you ask me when it comes to, and like I said, when you go into your creation suite, you'll see create an arena, create a show, create a wrestler, create a sign, and you create it there, and then you can use it inside your creation of your wrestler.
That'll be awesome.
But I really hope it works. I mean, it should be something they can patch. They still haven't patched 23 with the universe mode blank crowd sign. So,
I'm glad that Create a Sign is back, and it's a good thing that we have it. We'll see how it's utilized.
Yep, exactly. And that's kind of the wait and see. That's what this whole episode is about. It's a wait and see right now. We've hearing all this great stuff about the game, which every year we hear the great stuff. And the game gets rated really high every year by game players or kids or casuals and stuff. But we are a unique group of individuals when it comes to these games. We are using this game not how it was designed. All creations, mostly creations, I should say. I mean, when it comes to me, I am created arenas, created movesets, created characters, created everything is creation. I don't want anything WWE on my show if I can help it.
After the first 2 months for me, it's all creations.
Yep.
But for the first 2 months, it's all story and whatever I can.
Yeah, I can't wait to people streaming to My Rise and the showcase and stuff. This is exciting. And I did see there's some videos out there where it goes through all the moves. There's some really cool new moves. And if you know the character's good enough in WWE, you can kind of guess based on the characters that are new what some of the new moves are. We lost. Did we lose odds? Did you saying something?
No, he's still there.
I'm here.
All right. So 140 new moves is a lot. That's good.
Yeah,
now,
I know Dusty has new bionic elbows.
And I know people were hoping that we're going to get more than 100 image slot, 1,000 image slots or 100 cost slots, but those are the same. And I get that. There's a limit to what you can put into a game.
I get it too, but those are pipe dreams.
Yeah. If anything, I would see. I don't even see them doing unlimited images because that could really look what we had. What was it 22 where over 500 images was fucking up the game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to really, especially with 80 different created characters. Some people, they use the game shit. Some people, there's 23 or 30 custom images.
Yep.
So, you do the math. When you got 80 characters and stuff, it's tough.
Game and depending on
Benita, you're a referee. You don't need moves.
And depending on the game, if you updated your call, the game would not register that the logos that you used are gone. So you would have like 50 or so logos, but yet you're using like 4.
Same thing, the duplicate logos. You delete the character, then you re-download it. It doesn't delete the images, even though it says it deletes the images. So then you re-download and you got 10 of the same fucking image, and you're telling me you're going to limit the images, but now you're going to duplicate them. Plus the fact that the interface with deletion utility takes fucking forever.
Yep.
That's very time consuming, but I am the type to sit there and go through every logo, delete the ones that aren't used.
That's why for the new game, I'm only going to allow one attire for each character to limit the amount of logos.
It's a good point. There was a lot of things in Fire Pro, like the creation and some of the moves and stuff I like, but the look of Fire Pro is not what I want for a reality-based digital wrestling show. That's a video game. That's not real. That's not photorealism at all.
The game looks, Fire Pro looks like it should be on the SNES.
Yeah, but some of the ideas like Twitch is getting to on the creation and the move sets and the way the little nerdy looking fat characters work, it made sense. It looked more like a wrestling match if you can get rid of the fact that they look like you said, NES characters from pro wrestling, the first game ever. But that's exciting to have that many moves. That just opens up for people to have like a ton, really enhance your. And I've said this before. I want to make sure it's clear. When you create your characters, take your time. Don't rush. The one thing that drives me nuts sometimes, and some people are like this, I'll use Nightmare because we always make fun of him. He used to update his character every fucking week. I'm like, if you're going to update your character, I'd rather you wait another week or two to get where you want it until you download it to me. Don't be in a rush to get back into, because I'm not going to really restart the Federation until I get 20 or 30 or 40. And I got 15 to create myself. I have been talking to Shifty. I'm going to do a creation stream with him on it, and we're going to create Shifty. So if you're out there and you can't get the game or you're not going to get it right away, we have dozens of content creators out there that can help. And sure, we're all going to work on our own. Yeah, but Twitch, how many of those characters are all yours? Which is fine. You got a very unique way you run your show, and that's what I love about Twitch. And he's been doing it for so long that he has his own. Like, you got a lot of anime characters and stuff like that, which is cool. That's a huge segment of people that like that stuff. I don't create Blaze or Sunshine until the end, but I might create them earlier so I can get it out there just to do a creation suite. And like I said, everyone runs their show differently. I only let everyone have one call. There's no side cause in my company unless a storyline, like we did. Shulky had Evil Shulky come in, and those are both her characters for a storyline. And the only reason I do that is because I want to involve as many people as I can. And there is drawbacks to that. I can't do as many stories. I have to have a lot of multi-man matches. But that's the way I like to run my show, is inclusion. Other people out there, they'll stick to 20 or 30 on their roster, or they'll let someone have 4 or 5 characters. I love that. Don't change. But if you see the way someone's running their show, you might find 1 or 2 things that you like that they do. Be unique. Like I can easily say, with the list of people, and we saw the Gathering preview I did yesterday, all these different shows. I don't know if I could pick 2 that run their show the same. That would be very difficult.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
it is.
Like between our 3 shows, they're not the same. And I like it that way. I want it that way. If all these shows were the same, that'd be boring.
Yeah,
That's how I think.
be a very boring digital wrestling universe.
Like if you go back to 16, 17, I'm sure if you went on YouTube and searched for it, you only found people doing, like their own WCW or old school. There weren't people that were really doing E-Feds as much.
There were a few that were doing E-Feds.
A few. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to
It's a
now.
handful.
There was actually a good amount doing E-Feds, but the people that were doing E-Feds back in the early days of YouTube, were just doing, okay, here's Vega from Street Fighter versus Harry Houdini. They would do that type of stuff and have a show around.
Who are these weirdos? High count.
You're looking in a mirror, Count. Move the mirror.
Anime characters, superheroes, whatever. Custom
Me and Twitch had that conversation. I had it with Pete, and I was like, listen, when I started in 2K in 2017, January is when I found it. I was in WU doing that video game based in Facebook. And you picked which moves you did, but there was no like real animation. It was just a picture of your 2 characters, and I saw people doing entrance motions from the 2K game in YouTube. So I go over to YouTube and I see it. And this is January, folks. So from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, I did nothing but study YouTube, searching for these type of shows. I didn't find very much. I found Pete.
There weren't a lot that were doing custom cause. No, that's a more modern.
Exactly.
Most of them were doing the fantasy characters, etc. And you rarely saw a custom character.
You got Ronald McDonald fighting, the Hamburglar and shit. And I love that. Every once in a while, I like doing that. That's why I love the Halloween shows and stuff. But not until September did I really start to say, okay, I want to do this, and here's how I'm going to do it. I was watching how people, their chats, and they interacted and how they did their shows. And I was like, how do I want to do it? I want to do it a little differently. So I studied this for 8 months before I decided to do it. And since then, it's kind of what I predicted. And I'm not a told you so type of person. It's kind of obvious that it was going to catch on. And I compare it to Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, you have your showrunner, your creator, your promoter that guides you along the way, paints the story for you. The people in the chat, the characters can control their characters through DMs, through role playing in group chats, through the live chat. I mean, and that's what's great about it. What is up, Chuck? Yeah, I said up, Chuck. But what I want to do now is take it a step forward, and I'm gonna drop the link in my group chat so you guys can pop in and we can get some other people's perspectives. Obviously, this is the 3 Cosketeers, as I like to say it. I've recruited these 2 guys because we started having really good conversations in live chats and DMs, and I was like, and it's no offense to any of you guys out there, because there's great minds all through this community. And I could really say it is a community. I've seen so many people that have dealt with, drama and bullshit and federations that crumble because, when I studied it in 2017, it was, oh, how you doing in the chat? What's your hashtag? Download. You're on the roster. I knew that was a bad idea from the start. So that's why I have an application process. I want a social media outlet that I can find you and talk to you behind the scenes. Like I told you guys earlier, I wish I would have done more creation streams and explained exactly. I was hoping that the product would speak for itself. Here's what we're doing when I'm live. But then I realized within the last couple of years that doing these like talk shows and podcasts were so beneficial to the community.
Yeah.
Like we can stop a lot of the drama shit by letting people know, here's how it is, make sure that your moderators aren't just people you felt like giving a gift make them an extension of your management of your channel. Like
Mhm.
people were, and there's some of the mods I saw earlier doing it without me even saying it. Someone comes in, says something, and you guys correct them. No, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Yeah, I'd love to have you on Twitch. Actually, I'm gonna drop the link if you want to stop in here and share your thoughts. So I want to do some final thoughts with you guys here first. And the only way we do it around here, and it's not the end of the day, is if you know someone who says at the end of the day, they probably say it way too much.
Guilty.
Which is fine. Also, I don't like not gonna lie, to tell you the truth. I was like, when someone says that, I go, what? So you normally lie?
Guilty. I say those two.
Yeah, it's just a saying. I'm not knocking it. I say not gonna lie sometimes too.
Yeah.
But if you know someone that all they do is say to be honest with you, to be honest with you, to be honest with you, I'm like, wait a minute, you're not being honest with me regularly. Why do you gotta tell me you're being honest with me? Just be fucking honest.
Yeah, whenever I catch myself repeating those type of sayings, I'm like, okay, I need to stop that.
Yeah, but it's natural. It's a natural. I'm not knocking it. I just thought, man, that would be fun segment for a last thought at the end of the day. So we're going to get these two guys' final thoughts, and then I'm going to bring other people on to have their final thoughts on, man, it's just a couple of days away.
Yeah.
All right, so the way it works is we'll give our final thoughts, and we'll have a nice example here with my two co-hosts. What you have to do is give your final thought, but you have to start it out with at the end of the day, and then you explain, what you're looking forward to, your final thought about the game, or something you want to say to the audience. And we're going to start with Odds Cornet. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I am hoping that this game is 2K14, just without this being their last game ever that they're making. Because I'm hoping that they get at least one game good that they can say, okay, this game in 2K19 are the games you should check out. All the other games in the franchise you can skip if you want to.
I love that.
I'm hoping we get that. I want that game for them.
That is a great way to put it. All right. Triple beat. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Sorry, I couldn't help it. At the end of the day, I think that 24 is going to be probably one of the better games in the series. It looks like they've made a lot of improvements to things. I'm excited for a lot of different match types that we have coming up. And I'm just excited to get my hands on the game. Like, I am looking forward to tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for me on the West Coast.
Oh, that's right. You son of a bitch.
Tomorrow at 9 p.m. It's the same time, though. It's
right.
the same exact time.
Now, the people in the UK will have 5 hours ahead.
Yep.
So before midnight, we might see some live streams of people sharing their thoughts and stuff.
Well, Monday Night Raw is going on. People will be
right. Yeah, I
doing
didn't
stuff.
think of that. So
at the end of the day, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping. And I'll give one end of the day now and one at the end. At the end of the day, keep this in mind. Things will go wrong with this game. There will be things we got to work around. That's why we have this community. That's why we're doing this show. That's why these two, if you're not subscribed to their show, subscribe to their channels, because they do what they call Caw Talk. And it's the same thought. The more we do this, the better. And shout out to Chance Harper. When Chance was doing the conversation, we were doing the conversations on Twitter and stuff. That got the ball rolling. So that made me think these are so beneficial. We got people to understand that there are people that are really involved in their character and they're always in character. Some people are just glad to be there and they don't care about role playing and stuff. And some people that need help. They need help, guiding along the way to be able to play along. So keep that in mind, people, that, no matter how you want to run your show, let's have fun with it. And I will be talking to you guys soon, more often. And I appreciate being on here. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I know we all been talking about it in our streams, but I want to thank you both tremendously. And this triumvirate of us three will return in a week or so to revisit this and say, now what do we need to do? What do we need to overcome? Or what's doing really well? What do we love? What should people try more? Try this.
Yep.
Wait for it.
All right. So I appreciate you guys. We're going to bring on a couple other guests and get their thoughts, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just keep you. Screw odds. See you, Beet.
See ya.
All right. Let's start out with Miss Madam Red.
Hello.
How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing well.
So it's good to hear from you. How you doing?
Yeah,
I guess what I want to ask you is, what are your plans of the game? Do I need to bring you on and do a stream where we create Cassie, or are you going to get the game, or are you going to wait, or?
Okay, so 100% not getting the game. I don't have the patience for that shit anymore. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's fine. And like I just said, there are so many people that will either guide you. I already did Twitch. It's in your Twitter DMs. So,
but I will say I do know and appreciate how much work goes into this. So I am actually considering offering some monetary payment for somebody's rendition of Cassie, because that's the thing I enjoy. I like watching what people's interpretation of Cassie is.
Well, I will tell you right now, I'll put myself out there. I do not want any money. You've donated enough. You've been an amazing friend to me. But I will, just like I'm going to talk to Shifty in a second, do the same thing. Is we'll do a PlayStation call. We'll go into Creation Suite. We'll stream it if you want to or not, and we'll create her step by step.
Hey.
Or if you find someone else you'd rather do it, that's cool too, because I got a lot on my plate. But I mean, I've said it before. I mean, I've made a ton of friends, but there are some that I'm not to put them on a pedestal, but someone that have been with me and through so much that I don't mind spending time and doing like a stream with you, Shifty, and some of the other people out there.
For sure.
Let me ask you this.
And know, I always like to hang out with y'all.
Yeah, of course. Let me ask you this though. From the new features and stuff we were talking about, what are you most looking forward to? The sexy referee outfit?
That could be fun, yes. Or beating random people with a shoe. I mean, if it's just throwing, that's lame. I want to take my shoe and whoop the shit out of somebody with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can attack them or throw it. Like the throwing is new this year with the weapons, but I'm pretty sure you can like smack, maybe, I don't know, backhand them. That'd be cool as fuck if you could backhand someone with a chunkla.
I mean, I just want to like pounce on them, take my shoe, and just start whooping the fuck out of them.
That's another one. Yeah, get on top and just start hammering away on someone with a damn sandal. That would be cool.
That'd be funny. I would love
that. Anything else? At the end of the day, Cassie?
At the end of the day, people need to take this shit a little less seriously and have more fun with it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, next time I do Legion of Dork, I want you on the show with me.
Well, the last time it was a little inopportune.
I know. It's fun. I understand.
But soon situations are going to be changing, so I'll be able to be on live stream more often.
Sweet. I do miss your gaming streams too. I have to say that while you're here.
Those will be coming back as well.
So we could play with your box again.
Yeah, you know,
your
I love when play with my box.
Thank you, Cassie. Wow, I love you to death. All right, let's I was just talking about him too, and there's only one freaking way to bring this guy on.
Following entrance is brought to you by Midnight Hobo, the world's most dangerous liquor.
Yeah, there he is. How you doing, brother?
Holy sheep shit.
Can you believe it's time for another game?
Really? I mean, seriously. Where does your time go? Where does your time go? I mean, really.
For those who don't know, I've already discussed it with Shifty. We will be doing a PlayStation call. We will be creating Shifty live on the air with you guys. And I can't wait.
Hopefully, until I can actually get the game, which I will hopefully try to do soon. I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm hopefully going to look to get it because I would love to get back into doing at least one stream a week because I know that I have at least enough time to do that, but it would be a late night stream. So keep your eyes out just for information from your old pal Shifty here because I'm getting the itch. I'm really getting the itch to want to get back into it.
Oh, you can see a doctor and get some cream for that itch.
Well, I would do that, but I'd end up bald like you probably.
Camden, good question. I'm glad you asked that. And what I want to say is, to anybody who wants to join my show or any of these other ones, follow me on social media. Give me a DM. We can discuss bringing on a character or having a character. I'm always looking for characters. I have a huge roster, but there's always a place for somebody. So, Shifty, I got to ask you, what features you really looking forward to in the game?
Well, I want to see what they have for entrances, quite frankly. I mean,
we got to have dancing.
This is the 40 years of WrestleMania. Maybe they'll bring back the original Shifty Dance entrance.
True. Yes,
that would be nice.
That would be great. And I'll be working with Shifty to find a. That's Camden. If you're really young, my show is mostly 18 and over. And it's for adults. I say fuck shit and all that stuff. So sorry, but I love having you around. You can always. I'm just being real. I'm gonna be honest with you. But there are a lot of companies out there that might be good for you too, buddy. You can always look around. But I got to put you on the spot now. At the end of the day, Shifty.
Yeah.
You got to say your comment, your last thought. At the end, you have to start it with at the end of the day.
Oh, at the end of the day, LTD is the place to be. And Shifty is soon going to be a four-time LTD World Heavyweight Champion. You book that. I'm looking forward for an opportunity, Blaised. So keep me in mind.
You got it. Always love talking to you, and I'll be talking to you very soon, my friend. All right. Let's go to the Len Down Under. Close enough. We got from all the way on the other side of the world, and I can't wait to get his thoughts on the game and what's going down. It's Andy Price. What's happening?
Hey, Blaze. Hey, everybody. After hearing everybody's talk today, I'm really looking forward to getting the game sometime tomorrow, New Zealand time, because
that's right. You're already on Monday.
The UK. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just wait till whenever I get the text from my EB game say, "Oh, game's in." Go can get it. So yeah, and looking at some of the features now, it's like I really like that 30 gauntlet one. Like it's something different from Rumbles, and kind of reminds me of what New Japan do at the Wrestle Kingdom each year. They have a little Royal Rumble kind of thing in the pre-show, but it's with pinfalls for eliminations. So you could do something like that on a show instead of a Rumble. Put 30 in, and it's pinfall submission eliminations, which is pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works, and the new moves. When I saw the video later, I went, "Ooh, which little new moves are there for Andy to have a pick from?" So that will probably be one of the first things I do. See, ooh, could use that. Ooh, could use that. As I said, the 5 finisher thing, I'm mixed on because I thought 2 balanced it right because you could like have 2 different finishers. Like you could have a pinfall submission, get blood finisher, or they have different finishes. Like my wrestler, of course, the knee strike, which when I was coming up with it, I thought, well, what can I use that could be effective in first blood matches or knockout matches? I go with this, and then okay, there's submission matches. I need a submission finisher. I got this, so that's why I'm a bit mixed on this 5 finishes and super finishes thing, but we'll see how it works. As I said, it all depends on the AI.
Sounds good. I always appreciate you coming on and giving your thoughts, my friend. And I can't thank you enough, man, for your loyalty. You're always around, my friend. Appreciate you, Andy.
No worries. And at the end of the day, hopefully I might even, if I can get some time this week, might stream making my CAW for 24 myself. So I'll let everybody know if I can get that done, because I might have a free time on Sunday my time. So if there's no shows going, I might put the link out and let everybody know. So watch out just in case I do. So yep, that's all for now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Andy. Always appreciate, it drives me crazy. It's always amazing to me, even 7 years into doing this, to get people from the UK and New Zealand and Australia. And, and there's been so many new faces that I've found over these 6 years from different communities. I'd always go out into different communities and find someone in this community and that community. And if they like wrestling, I've brought them in. I've created, Coach Carver and the Valhalla Viking and, so many different people that do other streams that they're down with the wrestling stuff just to give them a taste and share within the communities, man. But the next guy I'm bringing on, he has been doing this for a long time. I've known him since pretty much I started doing this. Before I started, he's one of the first people I saw doing this. Super creative, one of the best commentators out there. And that's Triple Beet. No, it is my man Twitchy, and I'm so good to have you on the show, my man. You're muted.
Sorry about that.
There you go. What is happening, brother?
Doing good, man. Just want to say before I get started, though, man, bro. I appreciate me finally being able to literally talk to you face to face.
Hell yeah.
And stuff, though, man, bro.
I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like I would love to get in more detail as to what my story is, though. Maybe later down the line we can do a podcast, me and you. We can just talk about that. But
let me tell you this right now. Yeah. You brought it up, and I'm restarting my Get Blaised interview series.
Ooh.
And what I do in the past is I've interviewed people and I've asked them about how they've been a content creator and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I want to bring you on. I'll talk to you in DMs. We'll figure it out so we can delve into the mind of the Twitchster and find out more about what makes you tick.
Yeah.
So tell me about the game. What are you excited about? What do you think?
My whole thing. Well, then the thing about this, Blaze, you've seen what I do. You've already seen what I do, though, man. The one thing that's really going to stand out to me, though, in 2K24 is going to be those gauntlet matches, though. Because those gauntlet matches are really going to really enhance what I do on my show, mainly because I also use Share Factory as well to put my stuff together now. Now I can be like, okay. First match in the gauntlet match. Okay, it's done. Let's have the next one. Let's go to commercial break. Let's continue. Then we can wrap it up and stuff. And then on top of that, because thing about it is that now because I already have my game plan set up for what to do with weekly shows and for the pay-per-views, because we're only going to be doing 6 matches a week during the show, because I'm literally just going to be just recording everything. Using Share Factory, just put it all together. It's just going to be like, if I want to do a 4-person gauntlet match, that could be 4 matches right there, and then I can just take the other 2 and put those onto the show and then just put it all together. But it's mainly the gauntlet matches that really stand out to me. And in regards to what I think could be improved, because outside of the tag matches, I think that Hell in a Cell could be improved a lot more, because I was actually recording a Hell in a Cell match for my final show on 2K23. And what had happened was that one person literally got slammed through the top of the cell, and the person that was still standing on, instead of them literally dropping through the hole, they went down the cell, walked all the way around, came back in. And by the time they made it back around, the person already got back up, stepped out the ring, and they were back outside. And I was like, you know what, man, screw this though, man, bro. I'm doing 2 out of 3 falls, and I literally had to scrap my stuff.
I didn't even use Hell in a Cell in 23 that much, because half of the time they'd go outside of the cell and forget that they had to go back in to end the damn match.
Exactly. Hopefully,
same.
Yeah, and
ladder matches too. Ladder matches, they would go up to the top, jump off, and then they kept jumping off. Like, win the damn match. I hope they improve those 2. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Before you continue, if anybody out there isn't already subscribed to Twitch, here's his link. Click on it in the chat. This is my boy. This is my man.
There was one more thing I want to tell you, Blake. Once 2K24 drops, I actually will be changing my.
I heard you.
Did
you come up with a name yet, or do you still working on it?
Yes, we're going to be changing it to the DC Gaming Network.
Sweet. I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, we're gonna be changing it to that. I got a friend of mine. She's already made like a brand new logo for me, and we're actually gonna be rebranding as well once 2K24 drops. So we're gonna be changing the name of the show and stuff. We're gonna be doing a lot of more different stuff.
And I mean, you've kept your channel and your stuff so fresh. And the
Yeah.
one thing I know a lot of people tell you, and you know it, the commentary is always fire.
Yeah.
You're always full of energy. And that's other people do it too. And when I started, I was like, man, I want to come with some kind of energy like that. I mean, no one can reach the level that you have. And that's your gift, your God-given gift, and you share it with so many people. And you were an inspiration to me because I was like, look at this dude bringing people together and just having fun. I always say, forget about whatever is going on in your life and engulf yourself in this fantasy world we have. And you do that so well, and you've done it for a very long time.
That is the one thing that I try to tell everybody in this community, to anybody that's listening though, if you start streaming like what I do or what Blaised do or what Triple Beet or Odds do not let your numbers affect the way that you carry yourself, because it's just numbers. It's just numbers at the end of the day. Your audience is what is going to keep your channel going.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that the hard way sometimes. And thing about was I had to learn that the hard way back in 2018 because I was so focused on my numbers and stuff. And then I just so happened to meet somebody at that time, Blaze. I barely had 150 subs. A guy that came to my channel that had 33K subs heard me and was like, dude, I like what you're doing. Don't stop, keep doing. And then the moment I heard that, it was like my whole mindset just changed.
You never know. And I say this all the time. No matter if you got 2 people, 20 people, or 200 people watching you, do your thing. If you are creative enough and you're having fun with it, the numbers will come. Yes, it's part of the game to remind people to hit the like because people forget. I do too. Remind people to subscribe if they like what's going on. But you hit it on nail on the head. Just do your thing. And if you change, like I've seen people where they're used to having maybe 20 people in their chat, and then one day they have 2. They're like, all right, next match. You got to stay the same.
You got to keep going.
And you've always done that, and it motivated me to be like, you know what, if I'm going to pick things from other people's shows or channels, the energy and the way he is, you are you unapologetically Twitch every time you go live, and that's awesome. Now, on the other side of the coin, you've dealt with a lot of adversity through your show. You've always overcome it. You've always found a way to get past it. You know, you're always super creative with what you do. And that's what I admire about it too, is you really find out the true test of people when they're down and you got to work yourself back up, or when you got to deal with drama and bullshit like all YouTubers do, and you got to find a way to get past it. And you've done that, and you've found a way to overcome it and stop it. And that's what I love about what you do too.
Yeah. And there's one more thing that I wanted to mention regarding 2K24 is the AI. Is the AI going to be as brain dead as it was in 2K23? Because the thing about it, you've been mentioning it yourself. You stopped doing Hell in a Cell, you stopped doing ladder matches. The AI gets dude, like 2K23 AI was so brain dead. Like for me next season, I'm not taking no chances though, because for like the past few years, I did matches with no countouts. I'm bringing back countouts in 2K24 though. I'm bringing them back because if the AI is as brain dead as it was in 2K23, I'm like, no, I'm not. It's not happening though, man. I'm trying to get back to doing shows every week though, because I've been
consistency helps the algorithm and stuff, and and
I'm doing a lot of personal stuff because the thing about it is, Blaze, I didn't mention this though. I'm 4 months away from me getting my master's degree, so
that's good shit, man.
4 months away, bro.
And you've said it a million times, and I know a lot of other people do it too. Is we get into this, we get involved in this fantasy world, but the real world always comes first. Your health always comes first, your mindset, your well-being. Those things are the most important thing and people have known me too. If I'm not streaming for a week or two, they're like, "What's wrong with Blaze? Where's he at? Is he okay?" And that's so. I mean, that speaks volumes about how these communities can be. We know a lot of the communities out there can be very toxic, but we have to protect our own people. And that's why when I started calling it the Digital Wrestling Syndicate, I wasn't only talking about certain people that were involved with me. I was talking about anyone that streamed this, SimFed, eFed, everyone who does it. I was trying to bring, as corny as it sounds, unity back into these communities.
Yeah.
And that was like my one goal. As much as I love doing my thing, I respect how there's so many different shows and so many different people. And if we start doing more things like this, it only benefits the whole community.
100%. 100%.
And the one you brought up, I've always said, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that they don't test this game thoroughly with AI versus AI. It's mostly gameplay. It's made for gameplay. We get it, but we got to do workarounds. You and Odds and Triple Beat that are gamers as well, you know that more than I do, that we take the game and then we figure out, where the sliders should be, what the matches should be, how we should do this.
Yeah.
And you were one that I know used to use promos and stuff a lot too. I really wish they would bring that back. I miss that.
Got it. Yeah, I hope they do come back promos. But
I got your link in the chat. If people want to follow you, whether you rebrand or not, there's the link. Check him out. And do you have a time? Are you going to do any creation streams or my ride?
Oh yeah, most certainly. Oh yeah, most certainly though, because me and my friend, because one of my friends, Jedi, he's already requested for me to do a stream where I create Florence Nightingale again. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. All right, man. You want me to create the head nurse on stream again? I got no problem doing that.
And I'll keep Rex away from her. I promise. I'll make sure Rex stays away from her. We have a lot of fun with that, man. I love how you play along.
Oh yeah. I thoroughly enjoy it. Honestly, though, I thoroughly enjoy it.
You do, because you run with it. Some people I've had people go through Twitter and be like, ban Rex, he's an evil person. And I was like, Twitch, please help me out. Tell that person that I'm just a character.
Because the funny thing about it, Blaze, and I've mentioned this before though, when it comes to Florence Nightingale, I made her as a joke simply because Jedi saw her on Fate Grand Order and Jedi requested I make her, and then he didn't know what type of moveset he wanted, so he just told me to go for it. And then I literally wound up opening Pandora's box because she wound up winning 25 matches in a row and didn't lose. And it was just like, as soon as she got to win 25, I went immediately to Jedi, and I was like, Jedi, you know what you've done? And he said, no. I was like, dude, you made me create a monster. I literally created a monster. She is not losing matches.
That character has tons of levels different, and you've always evolved her. So I will be in touch with you. I want to interview you. Maybe it won't be until maybe sometime in April. I am going to
that's fine, dude.
I got a free ticket to WrestleMania. So
dude, yo, take pictures, bro. Oh my goodness, man.
I'm gonna go live while I'm there. I mean, I've shared this story, but for you or anybody who hasn't heard this story, when I started this eFed, I met this guy named Matt from Canada. And he helped write some of my eFed stuff when it was all AOL.com and in message boards.
Wow.
And we kept in touch through the Facebook and stuff. And he got a hold of me last month and he was like, hey, man, are you going to Mania? It's in Philadelphia. I know it's not far from you. And I'm like, nah, the tickets are too much and this and that. He goes, well, one of my friends just backed out. I will give you a free ticket and a place to stay. And I was like,
lucky.
So I'm going to night 2. And I'm going to fly down there on Saturday to Philly and maybe try to find a ticket for night 1 too. Who knows? But it's a dream of mine. It's like that's the type of connection that you can make with someone you've never met. That dude knows me just from watching my channel. Like, I know you're a big wrestling fan and we've never met, but I'm giving you a WrestleMania ticket. And I'm like, wow. Like that's just shows. And like he said, we've never had a really one-on-one like this. But I felt like you're my brother from another mother for the past 6 years. Really have been. I've watched you excel and do well. I've watched you have to deal with bullshit and overcome. I've watched you talk about your personal trials and tribulations. I've watched you stick up for the community time after time after time. And I love you for it, man. There needs to be more people that are willing to do that out there. And I respect you for it. So I need a final thought. And you started out with, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, Blaze is like one of the best content creators out there, though, man. I'm not even gonna bother tooting my own horn though, because I know where I'm at and I know where Blaze is at. The way that Blaze does and the way I do it are two entirely different ways. But Blaze, you are 100% the man, bruh. I do hope that my channel eventually gets to that level though, but the main thing is, Blaze, is that I am grateful to have met someone like you through this community, bro.
Same. Appreciate you.
love,
I'll be
dude. Much love.
talking to you soon. And so good to finally talk to you, my man.
Finally
We'll
talk
be
to you
talking
soon, man.
more. We'll be talking more. Take care, bro.
Take care.
Now, I was willing to end it there, and he's getting me a little emotional. So let's bring on someone that can make fun of me because I get emotional. Hi, Sean.
The ultimate ball buster is in the house.
So I'm glad you stopped in. I'm glad you had the chance to. I know we don't talk as much as I wish we could, but another bond that we have made for 5-6 years now. We bust each other's balls. We've shared personal stories. We've had our ups and downs within this fucking weird ass community with people that drove us nuts, and we still send DMs and laugh about shit all the time. How ridiculous people can be.
Well, you have to have a thick skin and let it roll off like water. Let it roll.
I didn't when I started too. You know that. I was
know
like,
you didn't. I know you didn't. You struggled. You struggled.
And I have anxiety issues, and I came in with it, and I didn't. It was never meant to be on camera. I was never meant to be, podcast and stuff. But this is one of the guys who stayed on me and said, share what you got. You can open yourself up to more. And he stayed on me and always motivated me. And the uniqueness we talk about in these shows, you take it to another level too, because yours is more the horror angle, the monsters, and mixing them with actual characters that are real life characters. So let me ask you, what exactly are you looking forward to in this game the most?
Well, first things first, like you're saying, the whole process of you being where you are now, I'm really proud of you. Just so you know, I'm not always an asshole, people. I just do it.
You're a good fake asshole, though.
I'm the best fake asshole, right?
Yeah, you are. You're a damn good asshole. I got another good asshole I'm going to bring in right after you. So this is the asshole segment of the show here. So
yeah, well, you kind of need it. I take care
of
the Canadian asshole content.
I had to bring this picture out just for you.
Oh.
My
Manscape, Manscape.
So,
like I was saying, you went through your struggles. You went through it. We all went through it. You just got to breathe. Do your show. Do at the end of the day what? Like I guess I'll hang on to the end of the day. But what makes you happy? And like to me, it isn't about the numbers. I don't have. I have a lot of people that watch my show after the fact because I'm on in a weird time. In the middle.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, but I'll lay in bed or be on the shitter and catch Monstar Factory.
Exactly, and I'm okay with that. Like
you've always been at peace. That's what I admire about you, Sean. Is you're at peace at where you're at, but you're also helping other people understand. You can have a lot of fun with this game. You can take it serious if you want, but also realize it's just a fucking video game.
It's just a video game. Don't take things so serious, people. Life's not serious. Life is what did they say? A comedy disguised as a tragedy. Yeah. That's life.
And this is our escape. We have, everyone has, I always say everyone, you never know what someone's dealing with or what they're dealing with now. We all have our own demons. We all have our own crosses to bear. But the beauty of this medium is we let all that go and just have fun in this fantasy world for a little while.
Exactly.
And the connection I've made with this guy is phenomenal. I mean, I talked about how Shifty was there, Cassie was there. Some of these people were there for me when I wasn't doing well, when I had to overcome a lot of stuff. And then, like Sean's alluding to, what I am blessed to do with being able to bring together a ton of different types of people and just fucking have fun for a while.
Exactly.
So you are definitely bringing this back for 24 in Monstar Factory, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've already got it pre-ordered, ready to go.
Are you going to do my Rise and do that? Are you going to stream those too? Because I love when you do that.
Well, see, I started doing that, and then I only got a few people watching, and then I'm not great at the game. I'm good at the game, but I'm not great, and I hate was when I got to go back and restart and do a match. So I'm kind of picky about watching the chat at the same time as trying to play the game. Like I'm stuck in between. So maybe I'll do some of it.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
And I look forward to it. And if you guys haven't, I mean, like I said, we talked about how some of these shows are different. Tell, I mean, for those who may not know what your channel, what you do with your stuff. I alluded to it a little bit. Explain like more about what you do on yours. On your show.
Monster Factory Wrestling People is basically your B movie characters, your Universal style movie monsters back in the day, the Boogeyman kind of thing, the Frankensteins, the Dracula. I sort of put that vibe into it. Those are the inspirations to some of my monsters I make, non-player characters, if you will. You take your created characters that you make, and then I throw a little bit of industry stars that come and go in the mix, and put them all together. And like say Frankenstein's monster, and you got Monster Factory Wrestling. That's
what I like. And we talked about the uniqueness of everybody's shows, and everyone does it differently. The fact that you're taking real WWE and real live wrestling stars, created wrestling stars, and these monsters and stuff too. I mean, that's unique. And I mean, more people need to see what you do. So if you guys haven't, if you're not already subscribed to Monstar Entertainment, you're doing it wrong. Subscribe and check him out. Great dude, as well as the fact he does really fun shit on his, and you're a hell of a chef too, which I always, when I do my garden streams, I always refer to him to what I can cook. And you also have your food thing, that the retro food stuff that you do, which is always a blast as well.
I'm totally obsessed with that. I'm just hooked on doing that. It just gives me the warm fuzzy feelings. So I go with a little more of that lately than not.
So I'm going to do the same thing that you did to me for all those years. I would love to see a little bit of more of that on your channel here. I know you have that Facebook group, which is humongous, but like whenever you and Maddie were doing like cooking stuff, I love that. Like I know she's busy with work and all that stuff too.
Holy crap, is she busy?
But that was so much. It was so fun to see not only but you and her when you guys were doing it like together to cook stuff or talk about, you know, cooking this and cooking that. And it's something different. Like I always say, I think I'm the only YouTuber that does wrestling and gardening, for fuck's sake. And you know, to do the games as well as the cooking stuff and things that you're God-given talents and you're sharing them with people. And I admire you for that. I've always admired you, bro.
Yep. I thank you. And I admire what you do.
And now a final comment at the end of the day.
Well, at the end of the day, everybody, like we said earlier, it's a game. Step back, take a breath. Don't take things so seriously. Life isn't that serious. I hate to say it. Some people do take it a little too serious. In the end, you're the one that sometimes you have to pick yourself back up off the ground, and you do so. Hopefully surround yourself with some good people and keep on stepping, moving ahead. So that's my end of the day.
Appreciate you, man. And thanks for stopping in, man. Really, for real. I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, take care, people. Bye-bye.
Yep. All right. So a final guest I alluded to earlier. I didn't realize how long he was fucking doing this shit until I really got to talk to him and go on his channel. And, you know, the fact that, you know, 19, 20 years or whatever, like doing creation shows where, you know, the guy who can actually, you know, voice a lot of the commentators as well, and be spot on with the Jesse Venturas and the Dusty Rhodes and the old commentators and give you that feel like you're watching a wrestling show. Another inspiration for me when I was doing my research in 2017, watching all these people and picking little things that I liked, I was like, okay, I always wanted to do commercials and be a voiceover guy or something, you know, and the radio part of my name was the fact that I just wanted it to be my voice. And once I started streaming, people are like, oh, you got a radio voice. And I was like, no, not really. I'm just faking it. But people are like, you're funny. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just stupid and silly. But I admire that. I like that people gave me the feedback, and it gave me, not egotistical, I'm pretty humble. I try to be positive the most part, but at the same time, I started realizing I got something good. I got people following me. I must be doing something right. And I want to give back and help people that are content creators, help people that are doing their own thing, and tell them, you know, don't let it get you down if you're not getting viewers, or reach out to other people and get help if you need it. Because I've talked about this before. And I mean, for all my community, I would say over half of the people that are in these communities, you know, they're dealing with some kind of mental or physical disability or something that keeps them online all the time to do this. And I want to welcome everybody. And there's people like Sean we're talking about that are so serious about this, and they're so invested in their characters that they're always in character. There's some people that are just glad to be a part of the show and be there. And there's some people that need help if they're going to cut a promo, if they're going to talk their character, or, they come off the wrong way in the chat and people take them the wrong way. Things can get lost in translation when you're just typing it. We all know that. And I joke about it and say anything that you type can and will be held against you in the chat of Blaised. And yes, I will make fun of you if you type something wrong and dig on you. And this guy, I watched him for a while and I liked what he did. And now I got to interview him last year. And we got plans to do a little funny wrestling show together. And he's done the Collector's Corner where we talk about, all this wrestling memorabilia and shit that I've saved from the 80s. And it's finally had some use thanks to this guy, the one and only Vince McSham in the building.
Hello, everybody.
I don't have the sound effects. I can say Vince McSham in the house.
Vince McSham in the house.
Thanks for popping in. I'm glad you had the time. I was hoping you saw the link. And
I did. Thanks for inviting me.
We talked about the new features. We talked about, and if you want, listen, the realest of the real when it comes to being a skeptic for what we've gotten for 2K20, for 2K, whatever, for what we do, this guy is let everyone know, including 2K, time and time again, that they fucked it up. They fucked this up. They got to fix this. And now they fix this and this is broken. So for those that don't know, give us a little background. Number one, what you've done on your channel and how you've done it, and then we'll get into about the game coming up.
Well, I'm not sure how I've done it.
It's been 20 years, right?
I know, right? It's just like it started out as like a video experiment. I was just working. I had bought my first MacBook and I was working on video editing in general, and I just decided to use this is back in 04, so whatever version of THQ was going back in 04. I just took clips from that. I remember they had some cutscenes which included like Booker T on the phone, and then Shane McMahon blew up a car or something like that. But anyway, I would cut those scenes together and make a story out of it, and then did some in-ring work, cut it together. And the very first thing we ever did here was an invasion angle with TNA at the time when they were still very new, invading Monday Night Raw. And it was just a one episode thing. That was going to be the end of it. But a lot of people seem to like it. And yeah, we just ran with it from there, and it evolved over the years, and then started adding some of these other programs like you mentioned. Now we've got the Collector's Corner, because I think everyone's got all this merch that they've bought and saved over the years. And what good is it if nobody gets to see it?
Like I said, I finally got used to what all this, not really, I don't want to say it's junk, because to me it's treasures.
Otherwise we wouldn't have it.
Some of the pictures that I showed, like from when I was at ringside, when there was a scaffold and, weird things like that to share. And I admire you for doing stuff like that, because you don't see that out there that much. So it's the uniqueness that the stuff he does. And yeah, people like me and Sean have been watching you for a long time, and to see that you're still doing it and getting even more creative with like your new company that you're doing. You're always trying to evolve. You're always trying to try something new. And this guy literally said there was no way he's buying this fucking game, and he didn't. He had it bought for him, but for the right reasons. I'll be real. This is a good example of two people that disagree on a lot of stuff, but find a way to have a common ground because we respect each other and we just want to have fun. And he was the number one skeptic that was always letting 2K know, why would you do this, or how could you do that? How could you not do this? And the game got worse and worse, and so. Now hearing a lot of what we're getting for 24, a lot of the throwbacks to the 2K14 and 15 and the THQ days. And, they're saying that the AI is better for tag matches and stuff like that. Like what's your, I know you're still, not going to be totally sold on this thing working. I've said it a million times during the stream. There's going to be problems. There's going to be glitches. There's going to have to be workarounds, but what's your mindset on it now? Or what are you looking forward to in this? I know like the DLCs and having some of the characters we haven't had in so long, really like, fuck, now you're going to bring this character on?
Yeah, it's like Superstar Billy Graham, and I was like, you motherfuckers. It's like, I could not believe it. As that of all the, I remember saying when I said I wasn't going to get this, no matter, I said, I don't care what DLC they got. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference to me. I figured it was going to be a pre-order to get Bray Wyatt the Fiend. I thought that was going to be. And I was like, I got him in 5 different games. I'm fine. Then all of a sudden, Superstar Billy Graham, and I just started bitching and moaning enough to the point where my girlfriend got tired of hearing it, and she snuck in and bought it on my PS5 account. So,
but
she paid for it though. She didn't stick me with the bill.
True. As much as you and he finds some of the best creators. We've talked to Dre. What's the status, and some of these guys that do so well in creating characters. He does really good at creating the characters himself, and he's shown it with like those Ultra Pro characters that you created. Like
I had fun with that.
That was so cool because it was unique. It was characters that someone drew up that they were going to use as custom characters, and you brought them to life before that game even came out, which or even it's still a thought, and hopefully will. But out of the new things that we're getting, besides like some of the characters, what else are you looking forward to? Besides it not fucking up.
Well, no, I know it's going to. There's not a doubt in my mind. Okay. If they don't, then they did something wrong because they did it right, and they don't do it right. So we can eliminate that option. I look at it this way, and I actually saw an interesting video earlier today. Don't buy 2K24. And I'm like, at this point in time, why are you saying that? Because everyone's kind of on board at this point that it's got the best potential. Yeah. And I'm watching the video, and the guy's like, you're going to pay how much money for a game that you've already had?
Yeah.
They already had special referee. They already had casket match. And now they're finally getting around to bringing it back. And you're going to give them $70? And I'm like, no, it's 120 actually.
Yeah, 120. But I said it earlier. I really wish I get the marketing and the business aspect of it, but it should be a biannual or triannual type game. Because they can do DLCs with arenas and characters.
They can, but they lose money.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, like I said, it's all about the almighty dollar.
But it is. But I'm looking forward to the guest referee. That's one of the matches that I've most missed for sure.
But what we talked about earlier too, it's just going to take up a cost slot. You just use your second attire or something for as a guest referee, and then you just pick them because anybody can be a referee. It's not like there's in Creation Suite, there's create a match, a wrestler, and then create a referee. All it is when you go into the match, you can select any created wrestler as a referee. So it will take up one of your cost slots.
I was under the impression that you can take any wrestler, whether it's created or not, and just pick them, and it'll automatically put them in a referee shirt.
But no, if I want my man Super Nacho, who I used to do that one podcast with, he doesn't want to be a character. He wants to be a referee. I still have to.
Okay, now I got you.
He has to be created as a regular character. I have to go to create a wrestler.
If I wanted Tommy Young in the game, I'd have to create Tommy Young.
Yes, yeah. You can take anyone that's in the game as a,
right.
It's not like there's a separate section where you create a ref and it doesn't take up a cost slot and this and that. So, but you just select either a WWE person or that and put them in a referee shirt. They have a bunch of referee shirts though, which is cool. Like a crop top, a tank top, and sleeveless and shit. So, I mean, there's, like I said, there is a lot of positives, but going into it, and thanks to you and from what we've dealt with, I'm pretty skeptical that, it's to me, it's not if it's going to be made for us, it's how much am I going to have to work around? And how much am I going to have to wait for a fucking patch for something? Like, I want to be excited about custom sign, but like in universe mode right now, all the fucking signs are blank.
Yeah, I'm not all that worried about the sign, to be honest with you, because I don't expect it to work. So I'm not really even considering. Plus, that's going to also, I'm sure, take up one of your image slots.
Yeah. Well, like what, and I showed it earlier because I forget what Mrs. T or someone did a video with it. You basically, there's create an arena, create a wrestler, and create a sign. So then you go in your creation suite, you go into the sign, create the sign. And then you can use a custom image that you already have or one of the preset images. And then when you go into that create a wrestler, you can select WWE sign pictures or custom signs. So that's all. That's what it will be. And to me, like for you, like if you were doing that Ultra Pro shit, how cool would it be to have one of those guys or their logo in the crowd?
Or just take the actual image that Hal had drawn up and stick it on a sign, stuff like that. So, because I was making the videos for them, the entrance videos.
Or we can make, like they had on TV the other night where they kept blacking out the fucking feed. We can make a Die Rocky Die sign now.
Is that, why would they blacken that out?
There was a sign in the crowd that said Die Rock Die.
Which I saw.
Yeah,
so
and they tried to black it out.
That
was the reason that they said that they kept blocking it out. Which is
I'm
stupid.
sorry, I thought they just confiscate signs they don't like. Since when did
That's what I thought. Wouldn't someone run down and take the fucking sign? But I don't know. We could
Yeah,
get, we
instead
could,
the
me and
millions
him
of people on TV don't get to watch it. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
Me and this guy, as much as we do disagree about shit, we could sit here and bullshit and talk for hours, and we've done it before on some of your shows. And
Even after
yeah,
the show's done and we're still talking.
But overall, like, or I know you got what at the XFW or whatever you're doing now, mixing up like your own XWF, yeah,
bringing
so
it back to life, man.
I love it. I love it. And
do you remember the XWF from back in the old days?
I don't know. I mean, what
I
was
mean, it
80s?
never. You wouldn't have seen it on TV, but it was a big deal because Jimmy Hart, Brian Knobs were involved, Hogan got involved, and they taped, I think 7 or 8 episodes, something like that. They had some big names. They had Piper. They had Sable was one of the commissioners along with Piper. You had the Nasty Boys, a bunch of talent that still had a little bit of gas left in the tank. They weren't all washed up. And it just never got a TV deal. Hogan was only there for 1 day, so he taped a couple of shows, including a match with Kurt Hennig. But that was it. You know, once that didn't get sold, and then he went back to WWE with his NWO bit. So it was kind of in between the fall of WCW and him going into WWE.
Was that the show that ran tours in Australia?
No. That was Hogan's own little come watch me.
Gotcha.
And my over the hill fans. So like I said, you can find all their videos pretty much on YouTube just by searching for XWF if you want to get the experience.
Cool.
It's not great. You know those Legends of Wrestling pay-per-views that everyone bashes? Yeah. It's better than that, but in the same vein.
Gotcha.
But with better production, better names. Jake Roberts is not like falling down drunk in the ring. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure he's on the card at all, but yeah, I mean, everybody's there to do their job, and it's all right. It is what it is. But I thought it would be a good thing because it never took off.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a good thing to run. I actually did something with it so many years ago. I can't tell you, maybe 15 years ago, but never really fleshed it out all that much. So I thought that would be good to do now.
If there's anybody that can bring it back and bring it to life, it's this motherfucker right here, and make it fun and make it interesting and make it think like you are really seeing that come back to life. And I appreciate everything you do. You've been an inspiration for me, and we got a little project in mind that's coming soon.
Man, you're blowing the secret. We're supposed to have I'm working on like a big old surprise thing, man.
You guys can put 2 and 2 together. McCoy, McSham, we'll be unloading that on you guys very soon, and it's going to be fun. Because everything this dude touches turns to gold, in my opinion, here on YouTube. And his channels just keep on growing. And for someone who's been doing this for this long at such a level, I want to say I got nothing but respect for you, but man, I got other feelings for you too. But that's just personal bullshit.
I love you too, man.
So midnight, this guy, as soon as he can download it, you're gonna find it.
It's already downloaded.
I know. Well, be able to access it. Yeah, I saw it start to download, and I got all giddy.
I know. It's like I wish it wouldn't, only because now I'm sitting there going, "Come on, it's got to be a way to get this thing to turn on."
Well, the other thing I talked about earlier too is the UK people are 5 hours ahead. So
that sucks too because they get that jump on everything.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
They should make them wait until
that's
5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. And fucking British motherfucker. No, I love you guys. I got a lot of friends over there. But if you're not subscribed to Vince McSham's channel, here is the link. It's in all the chats. And if you're not already, most of you guys should be. If you're not, you're fucking doing it wrong. Get with this dude. We got some stuff in mind. He's always doing great shit. And I'm really glad you made it here.
Of course. And tomorrow we're going to start at 10 p.m. to wrap up 2K23. So that's going to be the show that leads into the 2K24 season.
So you do yours through like OBS and stuff too. So you're going to
Always.
keep the same stream? Are you going to keep the same stream into midnight and go right into it? Or are you going to start a new stream at midnight?
No, we're just taking it straight through.
That's smart too. That's smart too, because you'll have the head start.
Exactly. We'll have the audience already there, ready to go. Last year's card ran a few minutes long, so it was like 12:03, and I'm like, no, now, get out. That's why I'm starting earlier. This way, I figure it'll be done by 10:20, and then we'll just kind of bullshit a little bit. I might throw some 2K18 in there for a last hurrah.
There's a good one. McSham is going to McRib McCoy. Yeah, he always ribs me. Trust me. Wait, we were talking about the Cody Rhodes Mattel toy character that you get with
Yeah.
the download. He has the fake titty injury and
Yeah.
stuff. So the question earlier was, what's a creepier character? Those Mattel toy characters or Ribby? Remember Ribby?
I remember I never used them even once. I've
Me
seen
either. It
video.
was a fucking barbecue rib.
Right. I know exactly. It was from the storyline and all that. And I was like, what the fuck? You guys wasting a slot for that?
Yeah, I have a poll in the chat, and 63%, we have 41 votes. 63% said the Mattel toy characters are creepier than Ribby.
Yeah, but at least they serve a purpose. Here's what I'm surprised they haven't come up with yet. There's a lot, well, maybe not as many, but is an audience out there that does this stop motion crap with the wrestling figures.
Yes.
All right. And when I see this thing, it's like, oh, this is kind of their wet dream. So imagine if you did 20 alternate attires where it's Mattel, and it even kind of moves like stop motion a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it would save them a ton of time.
I mean, we had the big heads the one year. We had the square.
Yeah, that
heads
didn't
the
have
one
any
year.
logic to it at all. I tried doing a small show with that, and I mean, it got like 20 views. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
the
that's
big
fine.
the big heads look like those ridiculous Funko Pop things, which people collect.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan of them, but I get it, you know. But
I mean, I thought it'd be funny and goofy to do something on like a little 30-minute program or something like that. But man, nobody watched that thing.
I did at the end of one of my shows. I did a rumble with the women because the hair was fucking everywhere, and it looked. We laughed for the last 20 minutes of that rumble. And I do want to ask you, what do you think of the gauntlet system that's coming?
Oh, I'm looking forward to that very much. Again,
that's
all the stuff we're getting back that we shouldn't have lost. You're supposed to build on a game. That's the thing. You're supposed to build on it. I was just putting my rosters together right now, right before I saw your message. And I'm amazed, when you actually type all these names in to divide up a roster. I'm just talking legends only.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it. There's a lot of friggin' people on that roster.
Yeah.
It's huge. And that's without the DLC.
The DLCs are very in depth. I really enjoy, like we talked about it earlier. We had a picture of, there's a good variety of old, new, and I look forward to the DLC. I never looked forward to the DLCs before.
Not like this.
For me,
this is a special year for DLC.
And we were talking about it earlier. For me, it's all creation. So I was like, and someone corrected me. I was like, I don't care who's on the fucking roster. And they're like, wait a minute, you should, because their gear we might use, their mask we might use. Like we got Dragon Lee's mask and different masks and stuff now. Muda's mask. I'm hoping they have two different attires for Muda.
I got a funny feeling you're going to get WCW Muda since he's with the WCW pack, which I'm fine with. That was the one that I watched the most. Matter of fact, when he kicked it off in North America, he started right here in Florida, part of Championship Wrestling from Florida with Gordon Soley and all that, part of Humperdink's brigade.
Yeah.
And then from there went to the NWA. So, I mean, I'd already seen him with the black face and the paint and the white face and the paint. And, man, that back handspring and all that, nobody was doing that shit back then. Moonsault, nobody was doing that back then. No. He was like the originator in North
Tiffany
America.
Stratton does it pretty well.
Oh, she does an amazing.
It looks a lot. I said it, and I was like, "Don't take this the wrong way," but it looked like Muda-esque a little bit when she does it.
A cross between that and all I know. Am I confused? I want to make sure I'm not confused. Does she do the moonsault or the swanton?
She does a moonsault. She does it's called the most beautiful moonsault or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know. Who's the other one? There's another one. I think she's on NXT. Big blonde hair. And she does, I want to say, the swanton. And she comes off the top rope, and the hair just explodes. And it's like the swanton comes out of the hair.
It wasn't Saul Ruka, was it? I love her.
No.
I miss her.
Somebody like Tiffany Stratton, and I thought it was her, but maybe it wasn't.
So I don't know if you heard this yet already, and I know it could be day one patch, but the dripping blood is already glitched. It's not working.
Are they sure it's not working in the game?
They said, I heard from multiple sources, and I'm hoping they fixed it by release, or it's day one patch, that the blood wasn't dripping and there was no pools of it.
Yeah, but I'm saying no one has the final game. So unless the devs are saying that, I don't like when the guys went to go play the game, get hands-on test. The game's not done. They're not playing the final product.
True. I said that earlier. I was like, if you've seen gameplay, it's not the final product. It's just.
And I've seen video of the gameplay where it does drip. Therefore, and that's from the devs. Now that was before the hands-on. So who knows? They might have played an earlier version of the game
Did you
because
see
obviously it
the
wasn't complete.
Did you see the burnt face after the fireball? That's kind of
And
cool.
even that, it's like the fireball. When I'm trying to think, and I know not too long ago, but I mean, how often does the WWE ever use a fireball?
We were talking about that earlier. We were trying to think. Like I remember when Ronnie Garvin got hit with one a long time ago, and like we were
the
discussing.
WWE.
No, this is
That's what I'm
NWA.
saying, though. In
WCF.
WWE.
No, it doesn't. I'm glad they have it, but
yeah, me too.
The recurring theme through this whole show has been, this is a great addition. Will the AI do it?
Yeah,
and you'll
then
like
there's
this.
that.
You'll love this play on words. I thought about when I was talking about the game, and it made me think of you. I said, I want to discuss the game and not get disgusted.
That's a good quote.
And
We'll see
that
about
was my,
that.
that's my mindset going into this game. I'm excited about the possibility, but I wanted to discuss it without getting. And that's what we'll do next week. I'm gonna bring this back and throw the link out, and we're gonna revisit it. What have we figured out after a week? You know, or what's fucked up after a week is the first thing. But where are we at 2 weeks from now with this game? 3 weeks from now, and we all help each other out. Like the two guys I had on here earlier, Beet and Odds, they do test after test after test. Like Triple Beet found a match. He's like in 2K23. I was complaining, why do they keep going outside the ring? Why won't they stay in the ring? And he was like, hey, I did a test with a count out at 5, and they stay in the ring almost all the time, and you don't get count outs. And I was like, cool. So I got more of a realistic match. They weren't fighting around the ringside for 80% of the fucking match. So we got 5 or 6 people. All these people you saw today, they'll be testing the show. Are you going to do any of the streaming like My Rise or the showcases or anything?
I am going to focus a lot on universe mode. I'm going to dip into the call mode just a little bit. I'm not the stuff I've been doing with 2K18. I've really been having a blast with that. I'm
yeah.
And I picked up a lot of tips over the years watching Dre and other guys who are much better at it than I am. But by just taking some of those tips and doing things like I used to just start with whatever the base model face is. And that was always the same one I used. I never went into the different face shapes and all that. Well, this year you can not only get the different face shapes, but then there's a skin texture separately that'll go on it. And you can choose from like 20 of those. So I'm going to probably go after one just to see what it's like. I might make a Lesnar or something. I don't know about bringing all the tattoos and stuff in, but I'll leave that to other people.
I figure there'll be a lot of Lesnar's out there since he's not playable, that people will be creating him a lot.
Well, a lot of people seem to think so. He's in the game now. We know he's in the game. We also know he's playable in the showcase mode because he was. There's no way they could have got him out of that.
It's the Undertaker match has to be in there. Him breaking
that,
the
and was it Kurt Angle or?
I think so.
Yeah,
I didn't see the list of those, but
yeah,
and I am here. I got confirmation.
It was him and Roman.
Yeah, I got confirmation earlier from what you told me that the WrestleMania 40 years, this middle one, unlocks everything. That's going to be the first thing I check because they wanted to go back to what I guess 14 or 15 had that same kind of thing. If you bought the best pack, everything was unlocked because they were catering back then to other people than just play it. And I'm like, cool, because I don't want to have to give my PlayStation up to somebody else. They got to finish my Rise because of a fucking pair of boots or a damn blue chair or some bullshit.
And I just don't want to play my Rise. I mean, I find it always the same. It sucks to me. I don't get it. I mean, some people like it. Good for you. But I mean, to me, it's just like some of the worst canned. I don't even know how to call it acting because it's not.
Yes.
And it's by people who do this for a living.
I know. It seems like it should be a lot better.
I get you're in a sound booth, but can you maybe put the other person in the room with you so you have someone to act off of or throw them a tennis ball or something?
So I dig it. I'm so glad you made it on here. We will definitely reconnect soon, talk more about our little endeavor and how in the hell is this game going to end up? Hopefully it is what it's cracked up to be, at least maybe 20% of what it's cracked up to be. I mean, you know me, I'm always trying to be Mr. Positive and
I hate that about you.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I love about you, that you hate that about me.
Like, damn it sucks. You better say it sucks.
The dynamic is phenomenal between us two. That's what I love about it. You know, you get two sides of the coin when you deal with the mix here. Wait, that sounds very racist. Sorry to anybody who's offended by that.
Was it the coin or the mix?
The mix. I think that is a slur for some kind of nationality. I don't know. Anyhow. We will revisit this later on. I wanted to keep it within an hour, but I had some great guests and some phenomenal talk, and we will discuss it later. So I got to get it. You got to have your final thought. And the way we do it around here is you have to start it with at the end of the day. So final thought from Vince McMahon.
At the end of the day, we have every reason to be doubtful and cautiously optimistic.
That is well said. That is well said. Thank you so much for being here, brother.
Thanks, man. See you 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard on Monday.
Love it. Good stuff. And man, I mean, I said I wanted to keep this within like an hour or two, but this is good shit. This is how hopefully some people that are either just starting being a content creator or those who maybe want to start their own eFed or start creating or find ways better. I want to do more creation streams. When I'm going to create Cassie Madam Red with her on the stream. I'm going to create Shifty the Drunken Dragon Clown with him on my stream. I want to do more of that so I can help them out, and don't rush your creations. Take your time and share what you like and don't like about this game because it only helps the whole community. I look back at 19 and even some of 20. We had a lot of issues, but we didn't come together as a community, as a group of content creators. And I'll go back to the gathering, my shows that I'll be doing this week, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm celebrating over 40 different YouTube channels that have a representation in my company. And what I want to do is share the love with all them. And there's so many different companies. So we've already seen from me, Odds, Triple Beet, Twitch, Monstar, and Vince. We all run our shows differently. We don't do it the same way. And that's the beauty of this art form. I'll call it an art form because if I could bring back any of the guests I had today and ask them how many hours they put in work of creating and streaming and putting shit together, a lot of you people would be amazed that this is an art form. I said it 6 years ago, and I'll say it more. This is a getaway. This is a way to express yourself and give people what I like to call escapism. You get away from the real world. You have fun in this little fantasy world. And whether you like them or not, we got 2K to thank for it because they are giving us the most real photo realism, like you're almost watching a TV show. Now we have to twist it and turn it and mold it and, to whatever we want. But yeah, different is better. And there, like I said, we've seen so many different examples of how you can do this art form. And it is an art form. Trust me, this is a fucking full-time job for me. I have my reasons why I have all the time, but I want to make the most of it. I've shown you this stuff over and over. I got all my champions. I got every match card I've done, every show for the past year, all here, every match, everything I've done. I got my whole roster here in every capacity. I am anal. I am OCD about this shit. Every character has their own card with all their information on it, and I enjoy bringing this product to you guys. All my stupid sayings that I say every show so I don't forget them. I mean, it's a production. Some people, they just turn the game on, hit the live button, and let matches happen. Some people turn the game on, hit the live button, and play against people. Some people like me put in 30, 40 hours. I love what I do because it's bringing people together. A lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, you're just playing a video game. No, I'm not playing. Number one, you don't want me playing this fucking game. I'm horrible. I can't. I didn't even, like, when a glitch happens and I'm like, okay, guys, what button gets me in the fucking ring? I don't know what, but, or with that light thing in the backstage where you could throw someone off. I was like, all right, tell me how to do a fucking Irish whip. What button is it? I don't know. But it's an art form. And people come into the chat and be like, John Cena versus The Undertaker. Play me now. Fight me now. And I'm like, now I take a stop and I will repeat exactly what I say every time. This is a creation and simulation federation. It's interactive digital wrestling role-playing game for your entertainment. It's original created characters with creators and managers live in the chat. I wanted to come up with one sentence that kind of summarized how I do it. Some people would have to tweak that a little bit. But you see the variety that we have. This is a real community. People say, the internet's toxic. Twitter's toxic. Yeah, if you're in the wrong places, it's fucking toxic as hell. The eFed world is toxic. The IWC, there is no IWC. It doesn't exist. It's not a community. What we have built here, including all these different people that you saw tonight, it's a community. because we have group chats. We jump into DMs and share best practices. We try to help each other out. And some people, like, see, she's organized. Some people just willy-nilly just have fun with it. There's no wrong way to do it. And if I have to, I had to step up when people told me it'll never work. You can't have, 20 people that have their own channels work together. It'll never work, Blaze. It'll never work. Guess what, fuckers? I'm still doing it. And it's fucking working. And it's bringing people together. Yeah, these communities are toxic. Everyone, if you do it the right way, and you don't just bring every fucker that's in your chat in your company and hope they're going to be good. That's why I have an application process. That's why I want to find out who you are behind your character. I want to have a DM so I could, talk to you about, let's do this storyline, or who do you want to attack, or who you want to feud with. And I'm blessed to have 80 plus different individuals that involved in this show, and all the different companies and all the different ways to do it. And this platform, until the day that I fucking die, I will continue to try to spearhead this. I'm very humble. I don't want to say I'm a leader or I'm the man who created all this, but I was told I couldn't do it, and that fueled my fire. I said, you know what, motherfucker? I'll show you that I have the ability to bring all kinds of people together. And I always say, when you go to work, do you like everybody that you work with? Probably not. When you went to school, did you get along with everybody in school? No. So I've proven that, and I could call people to fuck out right now if I wanted to, and said, this motherfucker never wants to work with this motherfucker ever, if I can help it. Or these two people can't fucking stand these whole group of people. It exists, but we find a way to leave that behind and just have fun with it. So at the end of the day, let's take this game with a grain of salt, like Vince so eloquently put, and let us, don't set your expectations too high. We will have to manipulate it, but make the most out of it and be creative. If you're not happy because you're not getting viewers, try something different. Reach out to someone else. The days that we had 10 people in our community, and we would schedule, okay, I'm going live at Monday at 5, and you're going after me. And then Tuesday is so-and-so, and Wednesday, those days are fucking over. I'm sorry. But when I'm live, I did my little vertical live stream where I was just chit-chatting with people for 3 hours last night. Meanwhile, Atticus went live, so I shared his link. Go over there, go over here. I'll share the love, but of course I fucking want people to be on my channel more than anybody else. Don't go to Vince McSham's show at 10 o'clock. Fuck that motherfucker. Wait till midnight and come on to my channel. No, but you gotta find a way to enjoy what you like. Some people might like what he does better than what I do. Some people might like what this person does better, and that's fine. I'll go back to my podcast, your Wrestle Sense. That's your opinion, and you're allowed to have it. Whether people agree with it or not, it's a beautiful thing because it's all different. So with that being said, my hour-long show is now 3.5 hours. So I don't expect a lot of people to rewatch it. But we covered, we didn't talk about my GM. We didn't talk about my faction. We didn't talk about the stories of, the showcase and stuff. Leave it to these other guys that you met today. All the links that I've been dropping, go over there. Do yourself a favor. Subscribe to them and find out what they're doing. There's something out there for everybody. And that's my final thought. And I appreciate it because you know what? It may be 3.5 hours, but what I always love to do and what I pride myself, and I will pat myself on doing, is y'all just got blazed. I'll see you in my streams, ladies and gentlemen. We are literally, Andy Price he's in New Zealand or over there, Australia world, so he's already in tomorrow. So he's a day ahead of us. The UK people got to jump on us, but let's have fun with this game. Let's share our best practices. Let's find workaround and ways so we can enjoy this the best we can, any way we can. And I'm out of here for now, but I'll see you very soon. Peace out.
Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Blaised. Get blazed.